Yes. I can go. I mean, granted, I just recognize the Activision logo.
Well, it's this next logo that's awesome to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I recognize this. Granted, I'm pretty sure if you've ever played a Tony Hawk, you've seen these logos.
I didn't know that's what Neversoft did. This was the first Neversoft game that I ever played. And so I was like watching that eyeball get skewered at 6 years old, and I'm like, what?
So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the same Spider-Man that I played on the demo for on PS1.
Okay. We're gonna play the whole game, and you're gonna get to enjoy it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Couch Co-op. I'm joined here once again with Doc Gracie.
I'm getting paid for this, aren't I?
Absolutely, getting paid in enjoyment and wonder and nostalgia.
I was getting that before I came over. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, buddy?
What's up, dude? So we're gonna play. This is what's known as Spider-Man 2000. It's called that because it was originally released in 2000.
It's clever naming,
right? Well, it's just called Spider-Man, but there's like 4 or 5 games called Spider-Man. This is the PC release of it, which came out in 2001. And this game was released on everything. This game was released on Game Boy, PlayStation, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, PC, like you name it. And we're playing it today, and one of the main reasons that was like, yes, this is what we're playing.
It was even released on Mac OS X.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I never play. I don't know what the difference it is on Mac OS X. I'm sure it's the same as the PC port.
It's also released on Game Boy Color. I'm sure not this exact port.
I'm pretty sure I said that. I just didn't say the color.
I didn't hear you say. I don't pay attention to you.
I've seen the Game Boy game. Yeah, it is not this game, but it's like takes the same bosses and stuff like that. But we're playing this in 4K.
Are we?
Yes. Because it's a PC game, all you really got to do is go into the config files and edit a Word document to make it thing. So you ready to get into this?
I suppose. Let's do this.
All right. Kid mode, the only thing that kid mode does is makes swing easier, so you only need to hit the jump button. And
I like how it puts you on blast if you go up to kid mode.
Literally on blast, and
But
you can't skip cutscenes in kid mode. So that's the only thing.
That kind of
Do
sucks.
not play it on hard because Mysterio is basically impossible to beat on hard.
Since I've never played this, we're going bitch mode.
Yeah, that's fine. This game was my childhood.
Technology is the light that will cut through the darkness. When humanity conforms to a single truth, a truth based in technological progress and scientific method, we will be unstoppable. I, Dr. Otto Octavius, vow as a scientist and businessman that my duties to humankind will be fulfilled. Thank you.
Boy, these graphics take me back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice words, Octavius.
And this is one of the better versions. This, I believe.
Oh no, I'm absolutely not hating. I love these graphics.
Oh no, I'm just saying that like this game has looked worse because the PlayStation version and of course the N64 version of this game look like absolute trash. They don't even have hands. This, I believe, is a port from the Dreamcast version, where we get hands instead of just nubs.
Take out this imposter. I can't get free of this crowd. I can't get a shot. Jameson would pay any price to get this kind of dirt on Spider-Man. Move! That was Eddie Brock. Who the? He looked familiar, but whatever. Stay focused, Brock. He's stealing Octavius's device. Oh no! He sees me. My camera! No!
Couldn't you just like go get the film though? He didn't take the camera, he just broke it.
I blew it again! Oh, I can hear Jameson's voice already.
Brock, you loser! If I had given a real photographer that job, I would finally have the evidence to send Spider-Man away.
No one accused Eddie Brock of being the smartest man in the world.
No, that's fair.
You won't be able to get a job taking wedding pictures in Siberia!
Yeah, it is kind of sad. Venom is smarter than Eddie Brock is, I would say.
Speaking of which, I finally saw Venom Let There Be Carnage the other day.
Oh, it's so good.
It is. I also saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3 the other night.
Oh yeah, that was fun. No, it was fun. I mean, they were mainly all just phoning it in, but it was fun.
Phase 1
It was something. I don't know about fun.
Phase 2.
Oh, are you referring to all the animal cruelty?
I mean, no, that of course is what it is. Of
Yeah.
course. It just the movie in general. I was just kind of like, this is dumb.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I think I'm. I feel like I may be turning into Martin Scorsese. I'm kind of getting over superhero movies.
Superhero movies?
They're kind of getting a little dull at this point.
Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike. Spider-Man co-creator Stan Lee here. Once again, we find our hero Peter Parker, better known around the world as the Amazing Spider-Man, in a heap of trouble. But this is just the beginning, Spidey fans. So get ready for a true superhero action thriller, packed to the brim with thrills and chills, twists and turns, more supervillains than you can
This cutscene,
web
though.
at, and of course, non-stop web-slinging, wall-crawling action.
Yeah, this is the main reason, I think, or one of the main reasons everybody made the huge push to
Hey, Cat, what's going on?
in-engine
cutscenes
cutscenes as opposed to pre-rendered cutscenes.
And they've got hostages. Use your Spidey compass to get to the bank quickly.
Thanks, Cat.
He straight squatted down and looked at her boobs.
I know, right?
He straight squatted down and looked at her boobs. Alright, what this
Hey,
is?
Spider-Man, come over here. When a building is close enough, you can swing to it.
You basically jump and then you'll hit the web swing
Gotta
button.
get to that bank.
You want to jump forward into the abyss. Then
Well, which button was my?
you made it.
I will ninja chop you.
Technology is the light that will
Really?
Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike.
I think you gotta hit a
Spider-Man
button.
co-creator.
Yeah.
Oh, now you want to work?
Well, it's not that button. No, not that one.
Oh,
There
that
you go.
button.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. See, I figured it out. All right, what we doing? Where we going? Following.
Doc's playing on a controller and on the PC port of this game. So basically everything's just labeled as button 1, button 2, and we have no idea what the number of the buttons are.
I know what that ass whooping is, though.
Right?
Already at full health.
Your ass down. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, where's he gonna come from? From above! It's death from above.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you, get on... Cletus Cassidy.
What are they saying? Is this like
My Spidey
everybody
compass
knows
will
that
help me
Cletus
find the
Cassidy
bank.
is Carnage? This whole thing was just a giant advertising for the comics, because you can oh shit, nice
What the-
save.
What sense did that make? Okay, my bad. All right.
Because you can collect a lot of comics and stuff in the game.
Oh, here we go. Cutscene.
Roger, Eagle One. Keep your eye out for Spider-Man.
If Halloween Boy shows up, he's one dead bug.
I mean, and I get though you were talking earlier about the in-engine cutscene things and all that. I get that, but there is something so charming about these old raggedy ass pre-renders.
I want to bring back pre-rendered cutscenes because they can potentially look better in the game than the game when stuff first comes out. It makes it basically impossible if you have games that have like costume changes and stuff in it.
I can't believe they shot down those
But
police choppers.
I wish they would
Yeah,
bring it back
just
for
my
stuff.
luck. I'll probably get blamed for that too. Is that the bank ahead?
Yes, but be careful, Spider. I saw the chopper dropping off armed robbers on top
Why she
of the
just call him
bank.
Spider? Call him
Thanks for the
Spidey.
heads up, Cat.
Like a normal person.
I don't know if I'd call Black Cat a normal person.
Well, no shit. She just called him Spider.
Yeah. This is also a Black Cat's kind of weird in this game because she's less psychotic thief in this game for some reason. Hey!
That must have hurt.
Worst security detail ever. Alright,
There's one more guy.
where he is.
He hiding. Hey!
Compliments of your friendly neighbor. That's the last one. Hope these hostages are still all right.
I love how everybody in this game is designed pretty much, because I don't, maybe it's just because of when I played the game or something, but like I remember all of these designs and they stick out so specifically.
I gotta input a name?
Oh,
I guess just, yeah, just. Thank you for that. Some friend you are.
I don't think he works here.
Oh, about the
Looks like I've got company.
You know the sad thing is? They've had like a dozen chances to murder me. Cause like they see me well before I get to them.
I know that you gotta open that door on the other side for her. They
Oh,
also
over here?
have like a dozen chances to take out the hostages and they never do.
Have hostages. I have to make sure they don't get hurt.
Maybe that's on a higher difficulty.
Hello, I won't forget this. Thank you.
So this
Looks like
is
that
the
room
first
there controls
3D
the security
Spider-Man
doors.
game.
The door is locked.
Say
from
what?
inside.
This is the first 3D
There's gotta be
Spider-Man
Another
game.
way in.
One thing about these old games, like it keeps throwing me out. The camera situation keeps throwing me off. Cause I'm used to now like hitting the, hitting
Yeah.
the deal. I hit the gimmick to what am I doing here?
Oh, you're gonna want to go in that vent.
What vent?
Well, see how on the ground it's showing you that there's a vent cover laying there?
Yes.
Yeah. You want?
Oh, this vent.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the other vent. Die, motherfucker! Alright. Wasn't there a hostage in here?
No. You gotta open the door to let the hostage out.
Ah, I knew that.
If you hit the if you hit a direction and your web button, it will do different web attack things.
Yeah, we got guns, but let's run up to him before shooting.
They're not very good with the guns even then. Like, if they do shoot you, it's gonna take like a lot of shots to kill Spidey. And I mean, I've never known Spider-Man to be bulletproof exactly. I think he got shot a couple of times and it kind of messed him up in the comics.
Righty. Oh, did you see that they're Supposedly talking about doing Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, they've been talking about that for a while. But Toby and what's his name are finally getting serious about it. Sam Raimi.
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
I want to know if they're gonna.
Oh, thank you, Spider-Man.
I want to know if they were gonna make the Spider-Man 4 that they were gonna make before it got canned. Because there's not really a point in making it now, because that was gonna be about Mysterio and Electro. But we already got that story. So are they gonna do that again, or?
I don't know. Here's my thing. Like, don't get me wrong. I love the idea of them going back and doing that. As hyped as everyone was to see Toby again in No Way Home, I think kind of more people were more excited about seeing Andrew Garfield back.
That person.
Mind if I drop in?
What the did you just say?
Oh, I'm sorry. Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
Why?
I hated Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
Crowd following.
Oh, does other people not like? I thought everybody loved him as Spider-Man.
I don't know. I mean, I know that nobody really liked those movies back then. They didn't.
I sure didn't.
They didn't appreciate them at the time. I did. I thought they were great.
I wonder if I'm soured on it because of who I saw them with. But
more
like an X or something?
Yeah, I watched both of them in theaters with an X, but I still didn't particularly. The movies were fine because I was glad that we got. I was glad we got Croc, but open the safe too.
Messing with us. Start the timer on the bomb and take out all the hostages.
The hell?
Oh, I didn't realize that started the thing. Go ahead and open the safe, because when you drop the bomb, it speeds up the timer.
Thanks, Spider-Man.
Well, let me get rid of the guys that are trying to murder me right now.
That's fair.
The robbers have been taken care of, but what can I do about the bomb? Think, Spidey, think.
So talking about right here?
Yeah. Go ahead and open that up, because when you throw it in there, it's going to speed up the
Big
timer.
safe.
This...
Is this the thing you were talking about?
So when I played this on an old hit the punch button. I played this on an old Windows 98 computer, and for some reason that timer, and I still have that computer. If I can ever figure out how to record on it, I will record this event happening, because you fucked around just a little bit, and look at how much time you're gonna have left over.
Yeah.
For some reason, that timer and the frame rate of the game are out of sync, because I would play this game at just release it now. You're in, it'll throw it in there. I would play this game and I would run at 5 frames a second, and my walking would be like...
Should I close the door?
Oh yeah, for sure.
There we go.
But it took me a year to get past this point, and I didn't get past it until I got a new computer. And I just thought I was bad at the game. I didn't understand frame rate or bad computers or anything like that.
Cool. So wait, so that was that early in the game? Like, you spent a year only getting that far into the game?
Puts it into perspective, huh?
How is it even remotely a game that you enjoyed then?
I don't know. I've explored every inch of those opening segments. I've been to every building. I've gotten all of the hidden stuff from it. I was determined. I don't know if you've ever seen how patient I can be with stuff. I'll just sit there and wait for stuff to happen. It's because of this game.
Pretty far away. If I jump forward and then swing, I bet I can reach it.
Wait, how is that any different than what you've been doing?
I don't know.
Now this is one of the few timed segments, because Scorpion will get closer to Jonah.
Wow, that did absolutely nothing. Okay, well, we got to retry that.
That's fine.
Uh-oh.
There we go. I don't know what that is, by the way. That falls off of the,
What the hell?
out of the window there. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
I doubt that really hurt me more than it hurt you.
That joke was lame, but okay.
There's a lot of lame jokes in here. I don't know. I'm curious to get your opinion on the game when it's over as well, because I think this game is fabulous, but I wonder if it's just because I've slaved over it for so long.
No, it's really good. I'm enjoying it, and it's bringing me, again, as we discussed off air.
You'll see once we get into it. There's a lot of different
friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
There's a lot of different segments to the game. Like it's got like, this segment and then the boss battles, and then it's got the timed stuff. So it's like you're not playing the same game the whole time, it feels like. To me, anyway. No!
What just happened?
Oh, it crashed.
Oh, wow. So here's what really happened, folks. Peasant was just so mad that I got past the part that had him stuck for a year on my first try, so he crashed the game.
That was 100% me. Wait, did that load it? I'm so confused.
How about I just...
Well, continue wasn't an option until I did that or whatever.
Sure it wasn't. Okay, enough of this. We've seen this.
Uh-oh, Spidey. Scorpions had it out for old J. Jonah Jameson from day one, blaming Jameson for being stuck in his scorpion suit.
This game was my
Spidey
introduction
better get
to
there quickly,
Scorpion.
Or JJJ may end up in the obituaries of his own paper.
I was listening to, I'm not going to name off the person the other day, but
Sorry about that.
I was listening to a clip from a podcast the other day, and for some reason, they brought up Stan Lee. And it wasn't even a comic book podcast. It was a pro wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
But they brought up Stan Lee. And
that was a good jump.
Without specifically naming off this other person too, they basically tried to insinuate that Stan Lee in reality was kind of on some Bob Kane shit.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if there's any truth to that.
Do you not know about all that?
No, I don't.
There is a huge feud between Stan Lee and his artist for several characters, specifically in the Spider-Man.
Well, not to be
world.
disrespectful, but I'm sure Stan Lee's not feuding with him now.
Oh, no. But it's like, that was like a big thing, because like...
Get away, Gargan!
Your time is
I don't think it's the same, or it may be the same thing as Bob Kane, because I'm not as versed in the whole Bob Kane situation, but basically, Stan wrote the character, but the other guy drew the character, right? So it was a big who owns what for the character, right? And the other thing that I know is like, I think it was a big deal for Mary Jane too, because when Mary Jane was introduced to the comics, I know Stan really liked that, like, okay, I wrote this character, but it really wasn't until she was drawn and how beautiful she was and everything that it really came to life. That was a comment made by Stan Lee, and I don't know if that sparked a whole bunch of stuff, but...
Oh, yeah.
Well, so you don't know much about the Bob Kane thing?
You're the one that talks to me about the Bob Kane situation a lot. It's not something that I've delved into. But I know enough about it to know when you say Bob Kane situation and refer to Stan Lee, I can comment on it.
Well, essentially, for years... Okay, I was about to say, did it crash again, or did we just... All right, cutscene.
Yeah.
For years... Bob Kane was the primary guy credited for the creation of Batman.
Right.
When in reality, probably a lot more of that credit should have gone to Bill Finger.
Right.
like even Batman's design wasn't even Bob Kane's creation.
Right.
Yeah, have you ever seen, I guess, what was the early rough idea of the look of Batman as far as Bob Kane's design?
No, I don't think I have.
It was almost kind of like, not exactly the same as this, but it was almost kind of like Superman with a mask.
Right. He is not a hard boss to beat. You can either throw stuff at him or beat him up.
How do you knock me down?
There's like a weird animation that if you're close enough to him, he'll just override you.
Oh, like that.
Yeah. But,
I'm out of here.
Get gone in.
I don't know. I'd have to look into the details to see, because it could be a Bob Kane situation if it's very like
Spider-Man!
producer versus artist versus writer kind of thing. But from what I understand is like the controversy with Bob Kane is other people did way more creative contribution to Batman than Bob Kane did. Whereas I think the Stan Lee controversy is it was literally just writer versus artist. Stan Lee came up with the character in general, like he's a guy with the powers of a spider and all this stuff, but then the other guy drew him up and gave him the
Daredevil. I haven't got time to
I remember hearing Stan Lee talk about color and stuff in comics a lot. And no, this was for the Hulk. I think one of the coolest things was the Hulk started out gray or something because of a printing issue or something like that. And they finalized the final color of the Hulk because it was the cheapest to print because he was all green or whatever, or he was all gray.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I remember Stan Lee making a lot of decisions on, and his artists making a lot of decisions on cost to print and stuff like that.
But no, yeah, like I said, essentially Bob Kane, he took credit for a lot of work that was not his, not just like the the artist or writer type thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait. Can I back up?
Yeah, hang on.
I didn't mean to do that. There we go.
This is a chase scene. It feels like it's timed, but it's not timed, so don't worry about that. Okay, so tell me more about this guy treating Stan Lee like a Bob Kane situation, though. What was his point?
So basically, he was, I can't remember the exact context, but they were talking about, cause there's a show that's been that airs on Vice that is currently in another season called Dark Side of the Ring, where essentially they tell a lot of dark stories about, incidences that have happened in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And
I would just like everyone to know that Doc did air quotes when he said dark. I feel like that's lost in the medium.
Well, the main thing is the episode of it that they were talking about, I really don't feel like it needed a Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Oh, okay.
And I'd have to go back and listen to it, but it was like they were doing some kind of comparison to a guy taking credit for things he had no business taking credit for. And he just made the comment, it's like, oh, so you're saying this is kind of like a Stan Lee situation. So, yeah, I mean, and that was pretty much the gist of it.
That's weird.
Like I said, I can't remember the context because it was, I mean, dude, it was literally, it was a clip I was listening to while I was working out.
Gotcha.
And so I was only kind of half, because, like, I'll pretty much have headphones in while I'm working out just to, like, just for the noise.
Yeah.
Aspect, and I'm not really, like, I'm focused on what I'm doing at the gym. I'm not really paying too much attention to what I'm listening to. It's background noise.
Sure, yeah.
But that caught my ear. And, yeah, he just brought that up with Stan Lee, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, so Stan Lee's got his own little Bob Kane controversy. And I would, because, yeah, we've discussed this. I'm a DC guy.
Yeah.
So I really wasn't up on that.
Well, every time I hear interviews with Stan Lee talking about that situation, I felt like he always felt, what's the right way to put it? He regretted that his artists felt that way about their designs for the characters. He hated that there was a controversy for it, but...
I'm gonna need some help soon.
It's somewhere.
Desperately gonna... This might be my first death.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, it's my first death.
I'm sorry, you hit a checkpoint.
I'm innocent!
I'm fully on the side of, you know, well, it's hard to say depending on the medium, but Stan Lee was like producer, writer, and all, right? So I think those characters are Stan Lee's characters, you know?
Yeah, I mean, in best I could tell, Stan Lee is still by far way more beloved than... Because, like, I mean, like, at this point, Bob Kane's legacy is almost kind of, like, harmed by the Batman situation.
Right.
Because a big difference is, like, I don't think Stan Lee ever went out of his way to try to make sure, like, you know, like, Bob Kane almost went out of his way to make sure Bill Finger didn't get credited.
Right.
And I don't feel like Stan Lee ever did that.
I should have stayed home today.
So yeah, different situation in that regard.
And you know, I just said, I just kind of brought up something that I knew, and that may not even be what that guy's talking about. So now I'm curious to see if there's some other situation I don't know about.
I'll have to go back and find the thing is, it's about an hour-long clip.
Right.
So I don't even know where in the clip he even said it at.
What do you think, this is going back to the game here. What do you think? I thought this was so cool as a kid, that they're like, oh, we just, you know, he can't touch the ground because they've released a fog, a gaseous fog all on the ground. You gotta go up.
I'm gonna go up here.
Yeah, you could do that. That seems pretty safe, actually.
Yeah, they stopped shooting at me, so I would say so. But I guess I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go back to this thing.
Yeah. You could just climb all the way up on the side.
How tall is this thing?
Pretty tall, Spidey.
I don't know, Spidey. You have the ability to look up. I don't.
Remind me how they handled it in Mario 64. The camera mainly stayed behind you, right? But you had the option to move the camera, right?
Yeah, the camera mainly stayed behind you. Of course, the 4 C buttons.
Way out.
Here we go. The 4 C buttons were kind of your camera control.
Yeah.
Oh
no, you don't have to worry. It's a cutscene.
Okay. But it's like with the concept in Mario 64 was basically Lakitu was behind you holding a camera, like almost like they're treating Mario 64 almost kind of like a news camera is following you around while you're going on this adventure.
Nice save.
Yeah, and so yeah, like the Lakitu's behind you with a camera. But it's like if you go to move the camera, it wasn't like a smooth camera movement like you see in today's games when you can move a camera. It was like a jump cut almost.
Right.
And it was really kind of freaking crummy because they would like account for like if you were next to a wall, I'm gonna say, are you gonna go?
Keep moving, Spidey.
But if you were like next to a wall, there were certain directions you couldn't move the camera because the Lakitu would be stuck with, couldn't get around the wall.
Yeah.
So it would limit your camera movement at times, which would limit your ability to see what you were doing, where you needed to go. I still maintain that for me now, in hindsight, with Mario 64, and I absolutely 100% get why it's iconic, and it was a huge deal for me playing it for the first time as a kid. Whew.
Nice save again.
But the camera, in going back and trying to replay it, the camera kind of kills it for me.
Well, it was the first game to ever do that. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, I don't give it hate because, again, I'm very much the kind of person that will give games a pass for being of their time.
right.
You know, no hate for. It's like, yeah, if you turn around and did that now, it's kind of like, why the hell?
Right. It's not like Ocarina of Time where it's like you knew better. You didn't have to add like all of this extra stuff.
Well, it's not the most romantic proposition I've ever had.
But like I said, it does make, because, you know, I've got Mario 64 now. Of course, it's on the, you know, it's on the Nintendo Switch Online expansion in the N64 pack.
Right.
But I also have Super Mario 3D All-Stars. So I've got Mario 64 on that. And it's one that I actually now have a hard time going back to because of the camera.
What, did they ever put the DS version on any of the consoles?
Not that I'm aware.
That was my favorite version of that game, was the DS version.
I wish that they would, like, take that, put it on put it on the Switch.
Right.
I also wish, because you brought up Ocarina of Time, you know, they did the 3D remake of Ocarina of Time.
Nope, didn't know that. What?
They on the 3DS, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, they did a 3DS remake of both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and it's actually a from the ground up. I mean, it's a 1-for-1, but it's a from the ground up remake. And once again,
I gotta see that. Okay.
It's not to the same degree that I feel about Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes.
Yeah.
But it slightly suffers from the same thing in that some of the remakes to things kind of like kill the atmosphere for me. But it's still an excellent, and there's major quality of life improvements. So you're aware of, like, for instance, the water temple in Ocarina of Time, the infamousness of it, right?
Yes.
Okay. You know, one of the things that makes, I know we're talking over a cutscene, but you're here to listen to us, so whatever.
Yeah. I'll call you.
Not really, we love you. But you know, one of the things that made the water temple so infamous was the whole having to go into the pause menu and equip the iron boots, and then go back into the pause menu and take them off.
I love that we're talking about a Nintendo game over a PlayStation and Marvel game too.
It's fine. But you know about all that, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that they changed to make the water temple more bearable, they made the iron boots an equipable item that you can map to a button.
Yeah.
To where when you need to take the iron boots on and off, you don't have to do the pause menu shit. You can just like map them to like Y and just press Y to take them on and off.
That's nice.
So yeah, they did some quality of life improvements in that regard.
Okay, this boss battle is mindless. It's mindless as hell. You just gotta stand between him and these things on the corner and get him to run into him. That's the only way to hurt him, and he's really not a threat at all. Unless you just stand still in front of him.
Oh, so I got it.
Yeah. You just do that over and over again until he's dead.
Huh. Hey, that is expensive equipment.
Yeah, if you don't know how to do that, it's a better boss fight. So maybe I shouldn't have told you that.
I mean, you know, spoilers, whatever. 23-year-old game is what it is. Come on.
This was, and weirdly enough, this was my favorite boss game as a kid because of how silly he is while he's getting electrocuted.
Hey, that is expensive equipment.
You already said that.
Rhino burgers coming up. Hey,
I think Stanley just did the voices, the voiceover. I don't think he added it to any of the writing for this game.
Come on, come get me, big boy.
Did Stanley do any other writing besides comics? Like, does he have like a book or anything like that out there?
I'm sure he probably does. I don't know. Well, maybe not like a... I don't know about a fictional novel or anything like that, but... I'm sure. That was anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Spider sense too.
I never felt like, because for me, this game kind of set the pace for Rhino boss battles, and as you know, we've had quite a few Rhino boss battles in Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
But I always felt like every Rhino battle was kind of like par for the course, no big deal, kind of like, I don't know, it's almost like a trope, like you have to have a Rhino battle at some point or something like that, you know?
Yeah. But but going back to the Ocarina of Time remake, like I said, textures are better, quality of life improvements, but like, you know, like one thing that they changed, if you went into like say the bottom of the well in Ocarina of Time, in the original, like pretty much the whole bottom of the well and the Shadow Temple and all that, like the whole back lore of that portion of the game is it's telling you about Hyrule's dark history.
Right.
And like essentially the Shadow Temple and bottom of the well was where the royal family would take like their enemies to be executed, tortured, all this other kind of stuff. There's guillotines down there. There's all this like different kind of stuff. And there's blood stains all over everywhere.
Oh, I remember that being something that was removed.
Yeah, in the remake, they removed... Well, in the original game, they removed... Like for instance, when you fight Ganondorf at the end of the game, when you defeat him, in the very, very first few... I think like in the same versions of the game that had like the Islamic chants in the Fire Temple, when you defeated Ganondorf, he coughed up blood.
Right.
In all the versions that came later on, I think past the gold cartridge releases, they censored that. Instead of coughing up blood, he coughed up like green slime or some shit like that.
Right.
So that's one thing, but they still had like the blood stains and all in the bottom of the well.
Yeah.
But in the 3DS remake, they Nintendo'd it up and took all that out. And this dark area that's supposed to be like the history of
This one's a race. This one's gonna be tough.
Move it, Spidey, move it!
Okay.
Because it's tough for me. Maybe you'll just show me up. Who knows?
Gotta keep moving.
Shit. Yep, he's...
Yeah, you wanna jump up the wall like you can in newer games, but
yeah,
they had not thought of that yet.
Yeah, that keeps screwing me up because I'm like every time I jump while I'm sticking on the wall, I'm trying to jump up.
Right.
And I keep forgetting about this damn compass.
Keep up.
Okay, you want to get it on the floor because he's gonna jump around this building.
Okay.
Ah, the old trusty Spidey armor.
Yes, because that...
Quit slacking, boy!
What in the hell?
Come on, Parker.
Come on, Parker.
What kind of race is this? He's just... I mean, he's kind of waiting on me.
Yeah, he's just kind of toying with you. Also, what point in the Spider-Man...
Watch that first step, Parker.
In like the pop culture Spider-Man lore is this? Because I don't remember in the cartoon or anything when he and Mary Jane were married.
I don't know. I'm not sure that it ever got there in the cartoon, but I that was a thing, you know, eventually.
No, I know for sure in the comics, but I didn't know that as a kid because my primary consumption of Spider-Man was the cartoon from the 90s and eventually the movies when they came out.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen this.
We're chasing Venom again.
Yes, because I kept failing at it miserably.
No, it's a hard one, mainly because of the controls of the game.
Yeah, like that is the thing sometimes when you go back on.
And honestly, I don't, even though you're playing this on a controller, it is the PC port, so I don't know if the actual movement mechanics of the game were changed at all.
I don't think so, because again, you know, I've told you before that I played a demo of this on the PlayStation.
What is the demo of this game? I'm curious.
Can't lose him. If I remember correctly, I think it's just like some random, like I don't remember any actual mission. Like, so far, nothing that I've played on here is reminiscent of anything that I played in the... Granted,
This
I played the demo in 2000.
Okay, this game does have
Come on, Parker.
challenge sections too. You can go in and do like timed challenge stuff.
I feel like that might be what the demo was, honestly.
Was.
Like that feels like, because again, none of what I've done so far in here is outside of just web slinging around the city. None of this is ringing a bell to me.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of web slinging around the city, this game screwed me over mentally, because of course we've already talked about how long it took me to get past basically one of like the first 5 sections.
Why did you just randomly do that?
It's in the game. It does that every time I do it too. I don't know if it's a particular version of the game I have or what. Anyway, I played this game when I was 6.
It's always right here.
And so I didn't there's a lot I didn't understand when I was a kid. So this game has a sequel, but it is not
That's my story.
the sequel that I thought it was. The actual sequel to this game is Spider-Man Enter Electro.
Move it, Spidey, move it!
But I thought the Spider-Man 2 that was based off the movie Spider-Man 2, I thought that was the sequel to this for the longest time. And that was a big deal when it came out because it was advertised as being open world New York.
Yeah.
And
move out of the way!
Holy
dude,
shit.
I got stuck on that. You see that?
I saw that.
I'm gonna lose him here.
No, you're good. Because he's at that building, he's just gonna sit there.
Can't lose him.
Can't lose him, but you're sure doing a good job of it.
Quit slacking, boy.
You know, I don't think I ever played the Spider-Man 2 movie adaptation.
There was a time until about a year and a half ago where I was really proud and I thought that my brother and I had like played every Spider-Man game because I love the Spider-Man games. And I've only just recently found out that there's a handful of Spider-Man games I haven't played. I've never played Enter Electro. I never played the first movie adaptation Spider-Man game.
I didn't even realize there was one for the first movie.
I didn't either, because again, I thought this was the first one, and I thought the second one got one. But yeah, there is, and he's like in the t-shirt and sweatpants and everything in the beginning of the game, kind of thing. But yeah, so there's a couple of games that I need to go back and play that I just haven't. And I don't think the first Spider-Man movie game, I don't think it's very good, but still. You know
a game that I've never played that
you will tell me, and then we will play it on the show.
Batman Begins.
What? I don't know. Didn't know that's a game for what? What's that on?
PS2, if I'm not mistaken.
Bro, I've never even seen that.
Yeah,
we're gonna
fight. Follow me.
We're gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I have not been refreshed on this boss battle, so I can't even spoil it for you. Okay. I played up until this point to make sure that the game worked.
Come out and play.
That was a good one-liner.
What the?
He's gonna go invisible. I don't remember that being... Is that a thing that Venom did in the comics? I remember him going invisible.
Itsy spider. Not too far, little spider.
What the?
He got you.
I don't remember him having the telekinesis thing going for him either.
Oh no, that was supposed to be his arm going up and getting you. I just don't know if it graphically worked or what.
It very much did not graphically work.
Itsy bitsy spider.
Gross.
Yeah, a lot of these bosses didn't really have the classic I say classic, but I don't know if it was classic at the time because this was just the start of 3D games, right? But a lot of these bosses don't have the classic, they're invincible until you do something specific. You can basically just wail on them if you can figure out how to cancel their animations.
Yeah.
Itsy bitsy spider.
Got his ass.
Yeah, boy. You didn't even die.
Thought I was going to.
This game, now I'm just talking out of my ass here. This is just my opinion. I don't have anything to back this up. But this game was basically just a giant advertisement for Spider-Man and the comics in general.
Yeah.
Because they pack every Spider-Man villain that they could and some additional Marvel heroes into this game, right?
Yeah.
Because now we're about to introduce, you know, Croc and all his Crocklings or whatever.
Symbiote freak.
Guess I'm still following Venom.
Yeah.
You can run, Venom, but you can't hide.
Seems to be hiding pretty good.
What are those things?
Oh, she is.
These guys must be leftovers from
Okay, so we gotta play Batman Begin then. What's it on?
I'm pretty sure it's on PS2.
Okay, we'll have to get a copy of it.
Shit.
Good save.
Yeah, never got around to playing it. I've seen some stuff on it. Well, shit. That once again, the jump thing is killing me.
No, that's understandable. If it's in engine, you gotta hit a button.
Cool. Yeah, I've seen some stuff on it. It
can't hide.
Don't get me wrong, it does not by any means look like it's even on the level of like the Arkham series.
Those things.
Sure, it's a movie game.
Yeah, but from what I can tell, I think that the Arkham series might have borrowed gameplay-wise maybe a little bit from this. Because there is some stuff in there that does kind of, that I feel like I've seen that does kind of make me think of Arkham a little bit.
This game, I feel like this game really goes under the radar, but for me, having played it when it came out and really loving it, I feel like this game did inspire a lot of modern day gameplay for certain things.
I could see that.
A trap.
And you know, again, I'm very much 100% enjoying this.
Oh yeah, it's a blast.
Because, you know, we've talked about it, like, there are some games from this era that don't end up aging all that well in hindsight.
I can't believe I can't believe that this game basically is just running natively. Like, I don't know if you want to say it's emulated because all I have to do is run it in compatibility mode on Windows, but I'm not running any kind of like third-party software to make this game run, with the exception of a log editor to make it run in 4K. But that's basically just editing a text file.
Yeah.
Come in.
Didn't want you to go all the way over there, but cool. What in the hell? I was hitting the web sling button. He wouldn't do anything.
I mean, that's just, you can't control the camera. You can't really control where you're going when you're web sling. So I mean,
oh, he just vanished.
Wait, where did he go?
He literally just vanished.
Swing to the next pipes using my targeting mode.
Where are the next pipes?
That's a great question. I do not know. Did they not load? What the? Oh. That's probably... There's zipline button. Whatever one that is.
Not working. Maybe... Whew! Maybe I gotta do it from here? I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, it's gotta be green.
Ah! Cheeky bastards.
Yeah, that's cheating.
Getting up high.
I have a list of games that I know you probably haven't played that I want to introduce you to, just because I think they're like staples in video gaming and stuff. Like Half-Life. You haven't played the Half-Life games, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Played Counter-Strike, but I've never played...
I mean, Counter-Strike's a good game to play.
I used to love... So funny story about Counter-Strike. So, I had a period of time where I was very much interested in learning how to work on computers. And so, I took a class in high school. Computer systems technology. And the thing is, I learned jack squat about, okay, so, whew.
Oh, good call.
I did not think that was going to work for a second.
I think you can get on top of this one. I'm not sure.
Yes, okay. But anyway, I did not learn jack squat about working on computers in that class.
Yeah.
I'm already at full health.
Because essentially every single day, we would come in and like we would sit down at our computers and our teacher would basically be like, all right, everybody open up your little, like, the quiz questionnaire thing that we'd had to, like, take every day just to, you know, that was basically, like, our actual schoolwork that we needed to do just to hand in that we did schoolwork.
Right.
And it was all multiple choice questions. And we would sit down at the thing, and the teacher would be like, all right, guys, everyone open up your tests, get ready. All right, question 1, A. Question 2, C. Question 3, B. And he would basically give us all the answers to this thing so that we could just whiz through it, finish it real quick, and then as soon as it was done, all right, everybody hit send. All right, everybody log into Counter-Strike. And the whole rest of the 2-hour class would just be us playing Counter-Strike.
How old was this guy?
It's probably mid to late 20s.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe.
That seems about right.
Maybe early 30s by that point.
Because this was what, late 90s?
No, this would have been like 01, 02, 03, that time period.
Okay.
Hang on, Parker. Mary Jane's at the next stop.
Oh, shoot.
This is just like a mindless beat 'em up. They're going to come and you're just going to talk it to them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there was no, I mean, let's put it this way, dude. To show you how little I learned about computers in that class, I didn't learn what RAM was until after I was out of that class.
Oh, man.
Like, when I say I learned nothing in there except how to play Counter-Strike, he put Counter-Strike on, he actually put Counter-Strike and I want to say StarCraft on all the computers in there.
Oh, we've talked about StarCraft, yeah.
Yeah, this class is where I first played StarCraft. And we basically played StarCraft until he decided to, that he was tired of StarCraft and wanted us to play Counter-Strike. Yep, I failed. And, yeah, the whole class, every day was just like, you know...
Hang on, Parker.
Was just the entire class just playing Counter-Strike for 2 hours.
Yeah. That would piss me off, just because I would actually want to learn about computer stuff.
Well, again, I did too.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is,
I mean, how did that make you feel? Like, were you like, oh, I'm getting to play video games? Or like, were you mad that you weren't learning what you wanted to learn?
To a degree, I think I just saw an advert in this subway or the logo for Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Shit, did it again. To a degree, yeah. But at the same time, it was,
Mary Jane's James at the next stop.
It was helping my GPA as well because I was a bit of a terrible student.
Okay.
So it was helping my GPA because it was pretty much an easy A.
Right.
But again, the part of me that was just like, I actually did want to learn how to do this stuff. Like, I wanted to learn how to build my own computer, like all this other kind of stuff. And yeah, was not getting any of that. And the thing about it is I took this class for like 2 or 3 years. I don't know, like, I know for sure that I don't even believe the class exists at that school anymore. But I know that the guy, I mean, he got away with that for a couple of years, man. Which is mind-boggling to me. And you know, and funny enough, like you've talked about being a growing up mainly a PC gamer.
Yes.
I grew up mainly a console gamer. This class was actually my introduction to PC games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's I feel like it was a rare thing being able to grow up in the 90s and early 2000s, primarily a PC gamer.
And like it also introduced, because like I got into, do you remember internet cafes?
I do remember internet cafes. I didn't go to internet cafes, but I remember internet cafes just going in there for a few.
Like I got in, don't get me wrong, I was never great, like I was never badass at Counter-Strike by any means. I was okay. But, you know, we've also discussed, you know, me with FPS games.
Yeah.
They're not really, you know, my thing, but I got pretty decent at Counter-Strike, but...
I have a lot of games that are not my thing. Looter shooters are not my thing.
Yeah.
And I hang out with a lot of guys that love looter shooters.
But, like, so I got in through getting into Counter-Strike through that game, or through that class. That ended up with me, you know, there was an internet cafe here in town during that time period.
Where am I now?
They would have like overnight Counter-Strike tournaments.
Yeah.
And I got into a couple of those. Funny enough, so this of course also was like the GameCube, PS2, original Xbox era. I did not have a GameCube. And
you were a Sega guy growing up, right?
Yes, during the Genesis era, I was a Sega. I had both, but I definitely preferred my Sega more than my Super Nintendo. Which is ironic now because I won't say I fully look back more fondly on the Super Nintendo now. It's kind of like there's equal love there.
Yeah.
But I definitely, like, am more fond of the Super Nintendo now than I was during the time.
Right.
But during this era, like, so I did not have a GameCube. I only had the PS2. But the Wind Waker was coming out.
Yeah.
And there was a pre-order bonus with the Wind Waker back then where you basically got a GameCube port of Ocarina of Time. And it also came with, like, that version of Ocarina of Time had the base game, but it also had Master Quests, which, depending on what you believe, you know, what conspiracy theory thing you believe, Master Quest was essentially supposed to be the Ura Zelda.
Yeah.
Which was basically an expansion for Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64 disc drive that never came to America.
Right.
And like I said, supposedly that's what Master Quest was. There's some people that don't believe that. They believe that it was supposed to be an all-new game. Essentially, it's just Ocarina of Time with the dungeons redesigned.
Right.
But that was a pre-order thing for the GameCube with Wind Waker. I didn't have a GameCube. I went ahead and pre-ordered Wind Waker mainly to get my hands on this Ocarina of Time because that was still my favorite game at the time outside of Metal Gear Solid. All right, what am I doing here?
If you hit those, they're gonna like drain certain sections. It's some puzzle stuff.
Okay.
Or I thought they would show you. I don't know.
Maybe I got to do all 3? Yep, there we go.
Okay.
But again, so yeah, as soon as I pre-ordered it, like I got the Ocarina of Time disc right away. But again, didn't have a GameCube.
Right.
Well, this internet cafe that we would go play Counter-Strike at, you could also pay for time to sit down because they had a TV with like an Xbox, a PS2, and a GameCube.
Yeah.
I would go there and pay for time to use their GameCube just to play my copy of Ocarina of Time I had because I didn't have a GameCube.
Right.
And then, of course, and then also when I got the Wind Waker, I did the same thing. I guess I'm climbing.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, like I basically did that until I finally. I don't get what I'm doing here.
Follow the compass.
I keep forgetting about that damn compass. But yeah, I did that until I got my own GameCube. Fun times.
Oh, he gonna do it himself. I don't... Honestly... We have a lot of consoles now, because... really went hardcore Nintendo when he finally got a GameCube. So he went GameCube, Wii, and now Switch, and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, like, we've got Xbox, every PlayStation. If anything, I'm a PlayStation guy. But
Same.
If I'm gonna be 100% honest, I don't think consoles have significantly added anything to my personal gaming culture.
I mean, I could see that. You know, like I said, for me, it's different. Because consoles were my gaming. Yeah, they were my gaming culture.
Right.
Always
sure.
have been. You know, I mean, hell, even still now, most of my PC gaming is emulation of old console shit.
Right.
So,
I mean, obviously, there's the exception of anything Nintendo. I mean, Zelda and Metroid is a big deal, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is like, you know, I love Mario, but you know, Mario is like it's the mindless one. Like, there's no real commitment when you jump on a Mario game, which...
I'm already at full health.
Speaking of which, I say that, do I need to...
you hit that,
yeah.
yeah.
There we go. Speaking of which, I say on a future episode, seeing as how this was supposed to be co-op, on a future episode of this, I think I need to get you in on some, Super Mario Brothers U.
Yeah, totally.
Since it's a...
But you making that comment, or you are the only person who's ever played a co-op game on this series.
Really?
Yep. The point of the series is more so you're enjoying a game with another person,
Don't need that one
as
right
opposed
now.
to doing a co-op, an actual co-op game, because we grew up as PC gamers, co-op and multiplayer games weren't really a thing for us for the majority of our childhood. So Blade and I would share a keyboard or mouse or whatever. He would do the movement and I would do the fighting, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the essence of me and my brother sitting next to each other playing a single player game and trying to enjoy that.
Oh, they just keep coming, don't they?
Oh yeah. Actually, I don't remember this section, so I have no idea. I think you gotta solve the puzzle while they're coming at you.
Well, I mean, I've already hit 2 of the gimmicks, so... Are there more?
I don't know. What's down there? Do you go down there?
It looks like death is down there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely death down there.
Go back over here. What's up? What's good? Alright. Definitely needed that.
Oh, there it is.
Alright, so... Okay, we can go down here now. There's not as much death.
What Mario game were you saying though? Super Mario?
New Super Mario Brothers U.
New Super Mario Brothers U.
I say that one because it's, you know, it is a co-op game.
Right.
The one good thing... I say one good thing. So here's the thing with the new Super Mario Brothers series.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad to see Nintendo has dropped it with their next upcoming 2D Mario game. The new Super Mario Brothers concept was great. The problem was they beat that horse to death, man. Because you gotta figure, like... They released the first new Super Mario Brothers game in, like, 06 on the DS. And we're still... yep, I died. And we're still basically using that art style and graphic style all the way up to the most recent one, which was released on the Switch.
Yeah.
So it's just like essentially for about... Because I want to say there were 4 or 5 games released under the new Super Mario Brothers umbrella. That essentially, okay, I gotta do them in a certain sequence then. Well, shit. That didn't work. But they released like 4 or 5 of them. So I think DS got 2 of them. There was one for the Wii, one for the Wii U. And it's just kind of like...
Feels like trouble's coming.
I mean, it's essentially about like... Whew, I almost screwed up again. I mean, like, imagine if basically every time Nintendo released a new Mario game, it was Mario 3 with new graphics.
Right.
Or with new levels, rather. Same graphic style, art style, and all that. It's just, let's just take the same thing and make some new levels. Essentially, one way to look at it is Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels.
Okay.
You know, because the Lost Levels, which is actually the real Super Mario Brothers, the real Super Mario Brothers 2, before the one that with the Doki Doki Panic reskin that we got, it's Mario 1 over again with different levels.
Right.
And that's essentially what ended up happening with the new Super Mario Brothers series. Ah, here we go. And they just beat it to death. But again, great concept. It just got so overused.
Right.
But one of the really solid things that they did with it is they integrated, like, because I mean, obviously you've played a Mario game before.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it's like, you know, if I'm player 1, you're player 2, like I play a level, I beat the level, you get a turn to play the next level, or, you know, so on and so forth.
Right.
Yeah, they integrated co-op play to where, like, I'm Mario, you're Luigi, we're playing the level together at the same time.
And I don't like
I better
that.
time this right.
You don't like that?
No. See, we played one of the new Super Mario Brothers on our Friday night game nights that we have here. And you know, you're all playing together, and I'm not a good platformer. So it's like me playing Cards Against Humanity. I feel like when I play, I'm just holding everybody back.
Oh shit. I did not know that was going to happen.
I just feel like I'm holding everybody back the whole time because I'm missing platforms and everything else. Whereas, like, you play and then you die and then I play. I like it because it's like, let me see if I can get farther than you did, you know? It's like, and also I grew up with the, you're playing, I'm going to watch you play anyway with, you know, with Blade.
Yeah.
I didn't like when they added
Looks like I better
co-op
time this right.
in that way to Mario.
See, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Move it,
like
Spidey, move it.
Like I said, the biggest problem essentially I started running into is just that concept. So obviously you've played the new Super Mario Brothers series.
Oh yeah.
Essentially my big problem I just had with it is they just used that concept to death, man.
All right. Well, never knew that's what that was for. This is another one that I just kept doing until I did it.
Gotta keep moving.
Well, yeah, no, I got caught in it a minute ago, so that's why I was kind of like, okay.
Yeah, I never would have thought to do that. I literally played this level over and over and over again until I got it without moving, without stopping moving. Because I didn't realize you just stop at the hump of that thing. Well, this is gonna... No, it may not.
Coming through.
I thought he was about to come get my ass.
He was about to get up the booty hole. How did you survive that fall?
Because I'm Spidey.
I guess so, yeah, man.
You know, I just realized that the aim button is essentially a target button.
Yeah.
That would make these fights a whole lot easier. You know, only 3 episodes into playing this game.
Hey, man, I'm 25 years into playing this game, and you're telling me new stuff.
Wait, so you didn't realize that?
Mm-mm. It was only now in the last episode I noticed. Well, I noticed it for a while, but it clicked into my head. I don't think you can go up. I don't know what's going on. But it only just recently clicked into my head that, oh, that arrow means some kind of targeting thing. There's a lever. I just saw a lever on that thing.
Where it is?
On the other side.
Over here?
Oh, so to your right.
I'm already at full health.
So you go to the floor now?
Oh,
on that thing.
On the thing I was standing on.
Literally, you've gone all around it, and it still hasn't shown it, so, like...
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, like, that was so hidden.
I'm already at full health.
I know, Spidey, damn!
Spider-Man.
Repeats itself like nobody else can.
I miss the fat spider. Like, I love that design.
Talking about on his back
Yeah,
there?
the little chubby spider.
Looks kind of like a tick.
Do kind of look a little bit like a tick. That's facts.
Dude, I had a tick crawl on my face the other day. Scared they ever living out of me.
Nope, that's all right. That's wow.
Yeah, no, and the thing about so it crawled on my face, and I got rid of it and everything. Well, my hair was kind of like I had my hair in a bun and everything, and some of the hairs were loose, and my hair would keep brushing across my face, and I think it's another tick, so I kept slapping myself.
Yeah.
Where are
like, I'm surprised I don't have a black eye.
Is your wife known in your lore? Can I bring your wife up?
You can bring up my lovely wife all you want.
Your wife is the one that taught me like the easy way to get ticks off. Put slathering them in Vaseline so they can't breathe, so they have to pull out.
They have to pull out.
That's something your wife would say.
She would have chuckled at you saying it that way too. I love my wife. My wife is the bestest.
We all love your wife.
She is just the bestest. All right, what am I doing here?
I knew Doc's wife before I knew Doc.
That's very true. Very, very true.
I think you're about to get to puzzle stuff because Venom's like trapped behind some doors, and you gotta go to the waterfall.
Wait, so backtrack?
Oh wait, is that where you came from?
Yeah, this is where I believe. Maybe not.
No, this is different.
Oh, it bamboozled me.
The right combination of switches will open all of the sewer pass gates.
The right combination of switches.
Yeah, so now you gotta like do the this door opens 2 doors, but this door closes 2 doors.
Whoa! With the save.
That was like a ball's hair away, bro.
Guess again.
Guess again, my ass, Venom. You ass monkey.
What are you, stupid?
Damn!
Your mama's stupid. Wait a minute, wait.
That's gonna close.
Yeah, it's gonna close that. But now we're gonna. Where are you going? Go that. Yeah, there you go. All right, so now it's gonna open that one back up.
It's gonna. I think it's gonna open the back one, close the forward one.
What is taking you so long?
Your mama.
Oh my gosh! I don't think you can crawl on that one.
But I might be screwed though. Yep, I'm screwed.
Right.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, we got a good concept of what we're doing here.
Things out.
Yeah, we are.
This is a game about figuring things out. Oh, see, because he goes forward and then he goes back. That's what.
Mary Jane won't last much longer.
You gonna keep threatening my?
I bet the right combination of switches will open all of the sewer pass gates.
Ah, you know what? I just synced something.
You just synced it?
I just synced it. There's only 2 of them I've got to open. I just got to figure out where they is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was almost dumb. Yeah, camera controls would be lovely, but again, I get it. Old game.
You can do the aiming.
Fair enough. All right. Oh, hang on. I gotta. Where's?
I think you can zip over there. It showed up green.
Can you? I don't have a button on here for it. Can you hit the pause? I need to see if I can adjust something. Nope, I can't. All right, go ahead.
What is it? Sensitivity?
No, the when I aim.
Yeah.
This is inverted.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Not a fan.
That's unfortunate. Okay.
Not a fan of that. But we'll make do.
I think you can zip over there using that.
Now where are there were 2 switches I saw that were like all I need to hit. But where them bitches at? You're not one of them. You are one of them. Let's go over yonder. Ooh.
Well, guess again.
Now one more. Yep, right there. And I thought I botched that.
Ooh, look at the big brain on Spidey.
There.
Yeah, I just realized.
Huh.
I don't think you had to go over there at all.
Fair. All right. Coming to get your ass now, Venom.
Yeah, Venom.
Why'd I do that?
Don't.
Come back here, Venom!
No, come back, Venom.
No, Venom, no.
Come back, Steven.
You're a butthole, no.
Come to Papa.
Gotta find Mary Jane. I'm gonna need to crawl on this grating to get past this water.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. I thought we were going to talk about Nintendo properties while we were playing this.
What other Nintendo properties could we talk about, Doc Gracie?
We hadn't talked about Metroid much.
Metroid's a pretty dope product.
I'm about to get scursed. Oh,
No,
no.
you made it.
I timed it perfect. Ooh, barely.
Metroid, Super Metroid held up.
I'd say most of Metroid has held up. Most.
Metroid 2?
Yes.
You
Honestly,
think so?
yes. Mm-hmm. Metroid 2 is excellent. The biggest thing that hurt.
I'm already at full health.
The biggest thing that hurt Metroid 2, in my opinion, was just it being a Game Boy game. And the thing is, up until I think this year, it's only been available. Like, I know you could buy it. Like, my first time to play it, I bought it on the eShop for the 3DS.
Yeah.
But it's still, like, you know, bought it on handheld. Now, of course, it is available to play on the Nintendo Switch Online. So, it does technically have a home console release of it. Like I said, I personally think that Metroid 2 is excellent. I'm going to hold off.
Metroid 3, the Super Metroid, I have only one negative thing I can possibly say about Metroid 3.
Okay.
It is the reason that I am harsh on games like Ocarina of Time or like older games that have flaws that are seen because of today.
Okay.
Because I think Metroid 2, even by today's standards, is basically a perfect game.
You mean Metroid 3?
Metroid 3, I'm sorry. Metroid 3, even by today's standards, is pretty much a perfect game. And so whenever I'm playing like an older game and I get up with these gripes and I want to tell myself, well, this came out 20 years ago. It's like, well, Metroid came out 30 years ago and it was able to figure shit out.
I will say that while I mostly agree with you about Super Metroid, one thing about it is, out of the mainline Metroid 1 through 5, Super Metroid is really the only one that has a section in it that it kind of gets dull to me.
That's fair.
We've discussed this.
Yeah. That's fair.
The water section is kind of a drag.
Yeah.
And I'm not really a fan of the ship, the ghost ship.
Oh, you don't like the ghost ship? See, I like the ghost ship part.
Oop.
I don't think it was important.
It wasn't.
See, I don't. That's an interesting thing to bring up because I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, if you do your web thing in different directions, you can do like a shield and like throw those balls and stuff.
All right, I'm hot, but everything's a dead end.
Is up a dead end? It is indeed. That's an interesting thing I think to point out because my counter argument would be I don't know if I count like level design segments in that kind of thing because I feel like I can think of like most any game that has like that one section that's like I mean I think in Ocarina of Time it's obviously the water temple.
My.
There we go.
Send the spider to the smaller spider.
You know, I don't disagree with anybody's negative opinion of the water temple.
Yeah.
And while I will say that the N64's pause menu, equip the iron boots, pause menu, unequip, like it's irritating as all hell.
I'd let you see
I never had a major problem navigating the water temple.
Right.
So, what do you say, Spunky? Let's finish this.
Because you know what's interesting about that. All right, so
let's see. The same boss fight with him from before, I believe. I don't think it's much.
Well, where is he?
Oh, you gotta flip those levers, I think.
Looks a little thirsty.
What levers? Oh.
Yeah.
Switch! Turn off the switch!
Is there more than one switch?
Yes, there's more than one switch.
Ah.
There's 4 switches.
Come to Papa. No wall crawling.
That was lame.
He's a lame butt.
Stop doing that.
The switch!
No, you turned it on.
Get off that wall.
Stop it. Okay, this is a little difficult. But anyway, yeah, I never had that major problem with the water temple.
Yummy.
Where are you? Wait, where's the water flowing from now?
No, I think you're good. It's not flowing from anywhere. Why didn't he turn it on?
Itsy bitsy spider.
There you are.
Not too far, little spider.
Rose!
Oh, he's got a taste for you.
About to taste this ass whooping.
I don't think the water temple is as bad as everyone makes it out to be. However, I think it's valid that the water temple is the most annoying temple.
Yuck!
Well, here's what's always been interesting to me. And then granted, this isn't the only complaint that folks have had about the water temple. There's plenty others that people have. But one of the big complaints has always been, get up, whoop his ass. But it's, I need some health. I need some health. Anyway, one of the big complaints.
He stopped.
Get a breath mint!
He stopped turning the water on. That's weird. Where'd it go?
I don't know. Why do I keep overshooting the damn health? Wait, where did the health?
I think he threw you away from the one you were looking for.
Yeah, but
what the fuck?
Are they disappearing?
Yep, they are. Oh my god.
By the by, Parker, how long can Mary Jane hold her breath?
I don't know.
Wow, where's his health? There you
Okay,
go.
got it. All right, whoop his ass. Well, just get caught by him.
Yeah.
But anyway, now that I'm not distracted by what the hell was happening there, like I said, one of the big complaints was always the way you had to equip the iron boots. Well, one temple later, you're in the Shadow Temple, and you have to do the same exact thing with the hover boots. There we go. Kind of surprised I did not die on that one.
Why, Venom? Why did you come back?
You should know, Spider-Man.
But yeah, you have to do the same exact thing with the hover boots in the very next temple.
Yeah.
And I don't hear people complain about that temple in the same way.
You idiot! Think, Eddie. Think back to that day. I was with you in the crowd. An imposter Spider-Man was on stage. He burned both of us, and now we've been played against each other.
You're right, Parker.
Mary Jane!
I got you. You and your wife are innocent, Parker. Our bad.
Our bad? Our bad? I'm gonna kill you!
Peter Parker! Just get me out of here now!
Bummer. You're in the doghouse now, dude.
Coming, honey. So, we're partners, but only for now. After we bust those tech thieves, it's payback time for kidnapping my wife.
Jeez, one little mistake. We said we're sorry.
Yeah, whatever. Now, the imposter was
Love
a
Venom.
shapeshifter, so that means it was either Mysterio or...
I legit think Venom might be my favorite Marvel character.
We thought of that.
Oh, bold statement. I mean,
Yeah.
I can understand it for sure.
Technology.
I feel like
We know.
Who?
late 90s, early 2000s was really Venom heavy.
And that's the thing, like, my introduction to Venom was the old Saturday morning Spider-Man cartoon.
Right.
I remember being so excited when they were introducing him. And I remember being, like, I was super stoked when Spider-Man 3 was coming out, and I realized they were doing the Venom story.
I was too, when they released the first teaser for Spider-Man 3, and they basically showed the black Spidey suit. I was like flipping my shit, like, oh, they're gonna do Venom, oh my gosh.
I will say, not overly I mean, I get it, and it did look cool. Not overly crazy that they went the route they did with the black spider suit in that movie. Because I like the black spider suit with the Venom Spider-Man logo on the chest and all that from the comics and all that kind of stuff. I always like that. And was a little let down that they didn't do that with the black spider suit. I'm also make a bold statement. I don't hate how they did Venom in that movie.
I don't think Venom was the problem with that movie. I think Peter Parker in general is what everybody has a problem with.
Shut up, Brock. We don't have
Well, I know a lot of people also had a problem with Topher Grace playing Eddie Brock and Venom in that movie. Didn't hate that either.
Yeah.
Since who?
Like, I did not hate it. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, people at the time had a hard time seeing Eric Foreman as Venom.
Right.
Make more noise. I'm only
But I guess maybe for me, it's the fact that at that time, I had never, like, it was after that movie before I ever got into watching the 70s show.
Okay. The symbiotes are hard as fuck. They take a fuck ton of
human
hit.
hosts.
Oh, thank plunging into battle with symbiotes other than Carnage and Venom and hostages. Old Webhead's got his work cut out for him today.
Okay. But yeah, no, like I said, maybe it's because I had not seen, like, gotten into 70s show at that point.
Yeah.
But I did not hate Topher Grace's Eddie Brock.
I love Venom too. I don't know. I don't think Venom is
the air conditioning.
I don't know how high up on my list Venom would be for Marvel character rankings. He might make top 5, but I'm not sure.
Fire webbing, well, how do I get in there?
Oh, you don't get in there. You through the window. There's a hole in the window.
Oh, thank you,
There it
Spider-Man.
is. Okay, cool. You know, and you know, it's like with other Marvel characters, like, yeah. Like, I like Deadpool, but I feel like Deadpool is too easy of one to, like, especially if you're a guy. Deadpool's too easy of one to be like, yeah, that's my favorite and all that kind of stuff. That's
I would never say Deadpool's my favorite. He's a great character. Yeah, like, I love Deadpool, but I don't know, it's like I don't know, it's like saying Ocelot's your favorite Metal Gear character. It's kind of cheating. You know?
Is it though?
Maybe it's not the same comparison, but it's like,
because I mean, Ocelot is a pretty great character.
Well, it's like he's such a good character. It's like,
Jesus. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I bet there are no symbiotes in here either.
If you turn on the air
You said that.
the fan will break me free.
bam, 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 slam.
Bam, fam.
What is this stuff?
Thank you for saving me.
I feel like if he would have really walked forward in real life like that at that moment, he would have got his head chopped off by that fan.
Probably.
These symbiotes are everywhere.
But you know, but again though, you know, like I said, I'm more DC than I am Marvel. So I'm not really as fluid on Marvel characters as I am, you know, like with the DC universe and all that.
Well, it's tough to say because I don't really. Deadpool's like a really weird character too, because like
to be coming from the basement.
He is a real character, but he's not a real character.
There are two things symbiotes
he's a very
hate.
meta
It's
character.
Sonics and fire, and I'm fresh out of both. I guess I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Back off, slime ball.
It's like One Punch Man. You follow One Punch Man?
Not really.
The whole thing with One Punch Man is it was supposed to just be a comedic manga, right? The whole thing with One Punch Man is he can literally destroy any villain in one punch.
Need to get the
So
elevator moving.
the series isn't about him. It's about all the other people that want to get stronger and everything else, right? But it's also not supposed to be taken seriously. But so many people liked it and everything that it got taken somewhat seriously.
Alright, how do I get this elevator moving?
I think a door opened up somewhere.
So talking about Deadpool, I'm sure you've seen the set photos for Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
How you digging the yellow Wolverine suit?
Yeah, I'm into it. I mean, I'm like, it's weird because I see it and I'm like, oh,
here we go.
Yeah, why didn't we ever think that would work? You know, it's like we go back and forth on why we didn't get the yellow suit in, you know, the other Wolverine movies or whatever else. It's like, oh, we were going for a grittier, realistic kind of, you know, thing or whatever. And then you finally see the yellow suit and it's like, why didn't we ever think this would work? Like, it's, you know, fine. It's like they didn't do anything over creative with it, you know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this, do you think we get the mask?
The elevator started again.
Probably for a little bit. I don't think we get it the whole time, right? Because the whole thing with the Deadpool movies has been, you know, a certain amount of fan service, right?
Yeah.
So I think we get the mask for like 5 minutes and then it gets pulled off and destroyed or whatever else,
You're
right?
kidding, right? When are you guys
Because
seems like the
we
further
got
go, the more there are.
the X suit in Deadpool 2, right? But it wasn't really the X suit. It was literally just the Deadpool suit covered in ash, so it made it gray, right?
Yeah.
So I think we get hokey like ways for like things like that.
I haven't used the Spidey armor.
Because who else is confirmed in that movie? We're getting Gambit in that movie, aren't we?
I believe so.
We're getting Channing Tatum's Gambit.
I don't know, there's supposedly a lot of...
Already at full health.
Like, I don't... Jesus Christ.
You were taking it, man.
Spider sense tingling. The symbiotes broke the cables.
Gee, thanks.
How many of them are there?
All
a
of
lot.
them. I'm glad shit won't get in your way while you're playing this game. But, And I'm like you, like, honestly, I would be satisfied with even just 5 minutes of the mask.
Right.
The elevator stopped. I need to get the elevator moving again.
Alright, am I back on this first one? Where's the... There it is.
I better try the other door.
Eat a dick. Damn.
Ah, the elevator started again.
But
There we go.
I don't know. It's like Ryan Reynolds is trying to take over a lot of stuff. I'm interested to see what happens.
Okay, no.
Because like right? The other thing too is right. This will be the first Deadpool movie owned by Marvel and Disney, right? So, what does that get us? It'll also be the first Wolverine movie with Marvel and Disney. So, what does that get us?
Yeah.
What is blue? Oh.
I better try the other door.
Ooh, comic book.
Comic book.
Golden.
Spider sense tingling. The symbiotes broke the cables.
Good one.
Whew.
I don't remember that. I don't remember them breaking the cable and that falling down from.
Jump!
Webbing doesn't seem to work on these guys.
Well, jump off of the thing. Gee, he wouldn't come off of the wall. Oh, we're not gonna go into details here because I don't want the users to or the viewers to laugh at me. Shut up.
No, I love that now. I just want my audience to be called the users.
Yeah, all right. Well, I don't want your users to laugh at me, but you remember that big master plan that I told you about with my Mac Mini the other day?
Oh, is it already falling through? Or?
Well, I just found a major kink in the armor of that idea.
For those of you who don't know, because you're bringing up something that was a private conversation between us.
Well, I just said I don't want to go into detail on it so they don't make fun of me.
Oh, okay. Well, then I won't go into
elevator
detail.
started.
Yeah, we ain't gonna go into detail. But anyway, I figured out that might not be the best course of action considering that thing only has 4 gigs of RAM.
What would you play that needs more than 4 gigs of RAM?
Okay, no wait, you're kidding.
I don't know, but
stop?
I mean,
yeah, maybe though.
I mean, considering that my MacBook has,
I just want to what?
My MacBook has 8 gigs of RAM and it struggles on some of the things.
Oh, I just want to build you one. I just want to, cause our boy has a 3D printer now. One of our boys has a 3D printer now.
Wait. Was this all I had to do to begin with?
Oh, are you pissed?
I'm a little pissed.
That's hilarious.
What the hell?
Oh, I remember that machine now. So that is such a cool design.
There's one down.
Well, here's the thing. I was looking at it. You can actually get a 3D printer on Amazon for about what he paid for his.
Yeah. Now they don't all print at the same quality now.
I mean, I know that,
but for what I want to use it for, it would probably be fine. But I want to get like a Raspberry Pi or something, and I just want to make you a retro gaming system and 3D print it into its own case and everything, right?
I want to design the case with you. You know what?
That would be cool.
You know what I did think about doing after I figured out that the Mac Mini idea wasn't going to play out.
What?
I guess we can basically, fine, fuck. We'll tell it. Some people are going to make fun of me for trying to do this on an Apple computer, but fuck them. I basically have a Mac Mini that was not getting any use for anything else. That I thought about downloading OpenEMU onto. And basically just making it, because OpenEMU has so many, so many emulators for classic systems on it, just basically making that a machine for just, emulating old systems. The problem is, I've used OpenEMU on my MacBook before, and it struggles to run Dolphin.
Okay, yeah.
And like anytime I try to run a game on Dolphin, there's a lot of lag.
Yeah.
Particularly like with Metroid Prime and Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, a lot of lag when I try to run those. And again, I actually started the process of like prepping the Mac Mini for that last night.
Yeah.
And discovered while taking a look at the Mac Mini that it has less RAM on it by half than what my my old MacBook has. So I'm just kind of like, okay, if my MacBook is struggling to run Dolphin with twice as much RAM, I don't see how this is going to do it well.
Right.
So that's where I'm kind of like, eh. But no, yeah, I thought about just going the route of getting a mini PC.
Just one more.
You know, because they make a lot of great mini PCs that are commonly used for the same thing. But getting a mini PC and turning that into my emulation machine.
Well, I mean, here's the reason that I want to make one is because I want a Raspberry Pi project. I've been trying to fiddle around with Raspberry Pis for a while.
I gotta go find some health.
And I mean, do you know how much those things cost?
How much?
Like $30.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cheaper than the mini, because I think with what I was looking at, okay, so you can get the mini, like a lot of great mini PCs that are great for this project. I died, but they're great for this project. You can get a lot of great ones on Amazon.
Right.
They also sell, I don't know how this part is legal,
So this is how the symbiotes are being
but you can also go on Amazon and get basically like mini external hard drives that are already preloaded with a shit ton of emulators and ROMs for like all kinds of classic shit.
So it's not legal?
I don't know. I don't see how it is.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not legal, but it's only up until Amazon finds out about it and then they take it down. Or the other thing is, if you say you're just selling the hard drive and it happens to come with that stuff on there, then that's a workaround. But I've been discovering this we started an Amazon shop, and we're trying to do things legit with just basic like books and stuff like that. And so it's like we're constantly looking at trademark stuff and everything, and we have found out that people are just doing whatever they want, and then Amazon finds out about it and gets their account banned, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you can, because Amazon's approval process is basically automated, and if you figure out the workarounds to get stuff pushed through.
Did I just get blocked in here?
No, there's a way out, I'm sure. Where are you?
Because I just came from right there, and now all of a sudden I can't go back.
There's no vents or anything? Maybe you gotta kill them all, I don't know. But that's the basic thing is like...
Well, I was looking at some of the hard drives last night that are on Amazon. Probably one other way that they get around it is they don't specifically say what... Like, it'll say, like, loaded with all these games and all that, but it doesn't specifically say what these games are.
Right, so if they just say they're games, probably get around that.
So they're not going on there and being like,
crushed by a giant toilet paper roll.
get this hard drive with, you know, the entire NES library on it. Like, it's not saying stuff like that, so you can get around it. But yeah, I thought about going that route.
No, I don't think it's anything I could do very quickly. It would, we would have to sit down and talk about it. But I want to I think that gives your web fire, whatever.
Well, if I can actually hit something.
I want to make you a retro gaming console out of a Raspberry Pi, because if I make that, one of the complaints you have about different emulators is you like the design, you like the UI that it has for one gaming system, but you don't like the UI that it has for another gaming system or whatever else. If I made the console for you, we would have complete control over how all the UIs look and how it all works and how easy or how difficult everything is. You get to pick whatever ports you want for it or whatever, right? If you want to do just all controllers that are just USB, or if you want to use original controllers or whatever.
I mean, dude, I'm fine with it, because, I mean, the thing about it is most classic console controllers now, you can go online and buy, like, a USB version of it.
Right.
So, yeah, I'd be fine with that. You know, I have a USB, a USB GameCube controller. I have a USB NES controller.
So are you the kind of guy that's just like, it's just button layout, so the USB controllers of classic consoles are fine with you, or?
Yeah, like, the thing is, as long as I'm...
I bet there are more downstairs.
As long as I'm, like, at least somewhat getting the feeling of the classic feel for playing it. Like, you know, like, I've played Sonic the Hedgehog, for instance, on damn near everything that it's ever been released on.
Right.
Nothing still to this day, though, beats the feel of playing it with a Genesis controller.
Right. Dude, if we could go all out on this project, and I bet you, because like Raspberry Pis, I think have like Bluetooth in them now and stuff too.
Yeah.
You could do wireless controllers.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, at this point, almost every classic controller has like a USB version of it on the market now. Not officially licensed, of course, but you know, whatever.
Some of them are.
Some of them are, but not all of them.
Right.
I feel like that's a horrible place to go.
That's officially licensed.
And it's a USB?
Yep. And it's plug and play on PCs. For anyone wondering, Doc is currently playing with the, which I find funny now, he is currently playing with a Luigi-skinned GameCube style controller that's basically just the Switch Pro controller that they sell from Nintendo.
Well, you know, my Switch Pro controller is not a wireless one. It's a USB wired one that is also plug and play.
Yeah, that was like the big. I remember that being a big thing for.
You're right. These symbiotes are a pain.
They're a pain. You might want to use something other than punching them. I would use the ball attacks or something.
Generators has got to be down here.
See, I'm a punch and kick kind of guy.
That's fair. That was like a big thing to me, is when they came out with the Switch Pro controller, it was plug and play with PC. And I was like, that makes no sense, but I love it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, most controllers now in a roundabout way are essentially plug and play.
That's only with this current generation has that become a thing, because, like, of course, it's been a thing with Xbox, because, I mean, they own Windows, so why wouldn't it be?
Jesus.
But it was really only the PS5 that became plug and play. You would need additional drivers to plug a PS4 controller into your computer, I think.
I don't really know about that, because when I would use OpenEMU on my MacBook, I would use I've used I mean, granted, it was wired, like I'd have to use a USB cable, but I've used a Jesus H.
Well, you got two things working against you there for that. It's a Mac and it's a third-party software. So either one of those two things could have something as opposed to like a PC.
You guys are starting to bother me.
No shit, they're starting to bother me. But no, either way though, like, I had no problem using my PS4 controller on my MacBook.
Yeah, but again, that's a MacBook, and you're talking about an OpenEMU.
Yeah.
Like,
Impact.
I'm getting my ass whooped down here.
Getting whoopified.
But yeah, like, I know, like, even, like, I watched, you know, like, for a period of time when Mario Maker 2 came out, well, hell, even back during, with just Mario Maker 1, I would watch a lot of Mario Maker streamers, like, just playing random levels online.
Yeah.
And there were some people that were even playing Mario Maker 2 on their Switch using a PS5 controller.
What?
Yes.
PS5 on a Switch.
Yes. Now, granted, I think they had to have like maybe one of those 8BitDo like Bluetooth adapters in order to make it work. But yeah.
Man, I guess.
Basement of the Daily Bugle. Whoever's controlling the
Yeah, the only thing that has ever competed with these symbiotes in like scary to go up against to me was the Flood in the first Halo.
Stop, stupid!
web attacks just
Okay, they're just...
Yeah, they just come from those machines.
Alright, well, we're getting the fuck out of here then. This section sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks a lot. But anyway, back to the... Stop. But anyway, yeah, I'm totally up for building a Raspberry Pi for my emulation machine.
I mean, what do you want to go up to?
What do you mean?
Like, what level of emulation are you wanting to go up to?
So, like, in other words, you're saying, like, what's the, like, to what console you mean?
Yeah, so, like, we're gonna go from Atari, and then what's the other end?
God bless. Okay, hold on, we're restarting this. Go ahead, kill me. Probably like PS2, GameCube.
Yeah. I feel like we could do that.
Because the thing is anything past that level, I still own the actual consoles. Don't really need the emulation.
Right.
Whoever's controlling the generators has got to be down here.
See, the thing about doing it on like a Raspberry Pi, right? Like you're talking about RAM on the Mac, and the big problem is like the operating system itself has to compete for some memory, right? Whereas like on a Raspberry Pi, you don't have that problem. You can basically install the same like roughly root operating system that console had, more or less. So it's not competing for that kind of RAM. So like, how much RAM did the PS2 have?
Jesus Christ! Yeah, now we're getting to the point of frustration.
The basement of the Daily Bugle. Whoever's controlling the generators has got to be down here.
The PS2 had 32 megabytes of system RAM.
Now fuck your own face.
Getting it now.
Maybe. There's a little bit of inconsistency in some of Spidey's movements, and that gets frustrating. See, like that kind of jump and then homing attack kick thing?
Yeah.
He's hit or miss when he wants to do that. Like, that movement would have been so freaking helpful You know, that compass coming back would make a lot of difference as well.
Yeah, where's that compass at? What the fuck?
Can I get through here?
I thought I saw something. You may be able to swing through. I'm not 100%.
Well, ish. Shit! Get away! I'm just running from these fucks at this point.
That's fair.
I go down here? Yes. Fuck off! Give me that. Sorry I'm not as talkative on this one, folks. This is kind of getting frustrating, so I'm trying to be more focused.
No, I'm enthralled by watching it happen as well.
Bitch ass motherfucker. Okay, they're still just... Is one of those little spawny things down here?
I don't think there was a reason to go down there. I'm not sure.
Why did they make it a thing?
Well, they have stuff hidden all around the place.
Well, hide my ass.
No, that's a brick wall.
That's cool. It's a dry heap.
Whoa, where'd he come from?
I don't know. Give me that. What did that do?
I'm not sure. I would open this up.
Okay, let's get rid of this fucking thing. Oh, now you want to give me a compass, you bitch ass motherfucker.
Man, game would be too easy if you... What? It's a Spider-Man!
The imposter!
Are they gonna do the point meme?
Always run.
I didn't do the point meme. Bad.
I mean, we were missing one.
Me, and the one who stole the technology.
I bet I saw him earlier through the fire too. That's what I saw.
You being serious?
Yeah, I bet if I go back in the video and freeze frame, Illuminati confirmed.
What the fuck?
Oh!
My bad.
You just attacked me.
I did not. It's a lie.
I gotta say, you look just like me. Except, you're more angry back alley than friendly neighborhood.
Oh, for decades I've wanted to shut that mouth of yours. Finally, that time is upon me.
At last, I will crush you once and for all! Now, little spider, you will die!
Is it too late for us to be friends?
Welcome to your...
Alright, you gotta hit those blinking things on him.
Hey, what's with the King Kong trip? Those glowing conduits look like the source of his power. I bet if I can hit them all with my impact webs, I can take them out.
Okay, so that's the pressing forward and shooting web.
Time to do a little pest control!
After I take you down, I'm going after your boss.
That wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah, this is the one that I said if it's on hard, this boss fight is basically impossible.
You're working for the wrong people, Mysterio. After I take you down,
I'm going after your boss.
Time to do a little pest control.
You'll have to be better than that, Mysterio.
What the heck?
I don't know what that was.
Ooh, look at the big master of illusion.
You shall not escape me. I've got you
So,
now, little
okay.
spider.
You know what? We were discussing off air about possibly saving this discussion for something else that we're gonna do,
dude,
in the future.
Oh, you want to remind them. Remind them, Doc.
Okay, so
You shall not escape me.
we were discussing one of our more
I don't get it.
one of the more important video game franchises to the both of us. Which at this point, it's probably been mentioned on something else that we've been on together up until now.
Careful now.
But we're both in agreement that probably
Capes are out this year.
Where's... There we go. That one of the more important, well, shoot the thing. But anyway, one of the more important franchises in video game history to the both of us would be, what would that be, Peasant?
Oh, it'd be Metal Gear Solid series for sure.
Yeah, for definite sure. And so we were discussing all things Metal Gear.
He is shooting lasers from his titties.
Titty lasers.
We were basically discussing how important the
bigger they
upcoming
are, the harder they fall.
volume of Metal Gear Solid games coming out for the PS4, PS5, and everything.
Green and purple? I mean, it's a crime. It's a sin.
Because I had said that hopefully when we get a Volume 2, they'll put out Metal Gear Solid 4, because that'll be the first time we'll be able to play it on anything.
Whoa,
other than the
colorblind? Who
PS3.
mixes green and purple?
Yeah, and from there, from that discussion, we brought up the fact that
Capes are out this year.
if you want to get technical, with the exception of the PC port of Metal Gear Solid 1,
I don't get it.
I'm gonna die here. 'Cause I can't even move.
Oh, there's a thing right above it.
If I bet I didn't. I can't. Ooh, I'm not dead yet. Now,
Oh, what the? Oh, now you're dead.
Jesus, that was ridiculous. But with the exception of the PC port of Metal Gear Solid 1, and of course the remake, Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes on the GameCube.
King Kong trip.
Metal Gear Solid 1 has technically never gotten a re-release on anything other than the PS1. Like, and so people are going to be like, no, but you could play it on this and this.
You finally found a
The thing
costume
about
the
it
size of your
is,
ego.
it led to another interesting discussion with Peasant not realizing,
You'll have to be
because
better
we,
than
you know,
that,
we went
Mysterio.
from there into discussing because his brother Blade still has the old backwards compatible version of the PS3, correct?
Yeah, specifically, he's got whichever model that you can play all of the games
Capes
on.
are out this
Because there's the fat PS3, but then there's 3 different models of the fat PS3, and they can't all play all of the games.
Yes. And I figured out through there, and he's not unique in this, because I know a lot of people that are this way. Peasant did not realize that when you talk about the backwards compatibility of the PS3, and with Sony eventually dropping said backwards compatibility, that they only ever dropped the backwards compatibility for PS2.
Yeah.
Even up until the very, very last, what we refer to as the top loader PS3s, they were still backwards compatible with the PS1.
Yeah.
They would still play PS1 discs. And then even with that, you know, you could buy a digital copy of Metal Gear Solid 1 on the PSN back during the PS3 era. But it was still essentially, I mean, it was the PS1 Classics port of it essentially.
You'll have to be better than that, Mysterio.
And so if you want to get technical through that,
Time to burst your bubble, Mysterio.
You were still essentially buying. You want to turn towards him? But you were still essentially buying a digital copy of a PS1 game.
Ooh,
but more importantly through that, like I said, just through this conversation, yeah, Peasant was not aware.
Why do you have to keep saying that?
What's with the
Most people are not aware of it. Like,
well, it's just because it led to this conversation. Don't get hot about it,
Mysterio,
jeez.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
But Metal Gear Solid 1 has had 3 releases on the PS1.
You finally found a costume the size of your ego.
So, okay, so of course there's the initial. Jesus. You know what's killing me here is when I initially go to like shoot the thing at him, he's not doing it on the first shoot.
Hey, you finally found a costume the size of your ego.
I just shot him in the dick.
I don't know. Try using the arrows.
Ooh, look at the
No, never
big
mind.
mask.
There it went, finally, Jesus.
I think that may be a problem with it being a PC port, because I would imagine that it used different buttons on the controller than it did on the PC.
Yeah. So anyway, so as far as official releases, physical releases of Metal Gear Solid 1, and we're going to
There are more of them?
we're going to exclude Twin Snakes here because it's a remake.
Sure.
It's a different
It's
thing.
a ground up remake.
Yeah, it's a ground up remake. It's a different thing. So you had the original PS1 release,
Yeah.
which of course later led to the greatest hits release of it.
Right.
Still PS1, but it was the greatest hits version. You did have the PC, which is the one outside of PlayStation 1 release of it that officially exists.
Right.
Control the symbiote.
But then during the PS2 era, you had the Metal Gear Solid Essentials Collection, which came with Metal Gear Solid, as well as Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3.
There was one other release on the PS1, I think.
Not on the PS1.
I think it had its original release, greatest hits, and then it had one more. Could be wrong.
I think you're getting it confused with VR Missions. Because VR Missions was a separate game that came out on the PS1.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. You can continue on.
Okay. So yeah, the PC port, but then on PlayStation, like I said, the original release, the greatest hits release, it was re-released on the Metal Gear Solid Essentials Collection, which came out for the PlayStation 2. However, the Metal Gear Solid 1 disc that you got with the Essentials Collection was still just the PS1 disc. So it was still just the PS1 compatible game. I believe, I can't remember what, because again, the Essentials Collection was just Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, and it was the Substance and Subsistence versions of 2 and 3. There was one other release that I'm blanking on the name of it, but it was essentially kind of like the Essentials release, but it had some extra stuff with it, like graphic novels and like all that other kind of stuff. I legit cannot remember what all else came on this version of it.
Although,
more symbiotes, are you kidding me?
Warehouse has a bit more in store for the
Oh, it is
weekend
more
than
symbiotes.
even he
I forgot about meeting Punisher and stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
more symbiotes.
Yeah, exactly, Spidey, more symbiotes.
Holding out.
But either way, though, even on the other release that it came after the Essentials Collection, it was still just a PS1 copy of it. You could still take that release of it and pop it into your PS1 and play it.
I think I was thinking of the integral VR missions.
Yeah. Oh, now you gotta fight them on both sides? That sucks. But then, of course, it was released digitally on the PlayStation Network for the PS3 and the PSP. However, those versions were still just basically digital ports of the original PS1 game.
Now, reword that, because I don't think they are ports. You're saying that if you could stick that disc in the original console, it's not a port.
Yeah, I mean, I probably did word it poorly. I'm just saying that...
Because a port would be for what well, I wasn't even saying anything. I was just saying that Metal Gear Solid 4 was the most important thing to come out of this volume release because it was the only one that's not on any
Okay, yeah, so a better way of wording what I was saying is the digital release of it that you could buy on the PSP and the PS3, where pretty much, again, in this point, we're just...
Those boxes you can pick up they'll set them on fire.
Cool. Anyway, those digital releases for the PS3 and the PSP were essentially, up until that point, the only versions outside of PC port that you could not play them on an actual PS1 because they were digital releases. However, the ROMs were still just the PS1 ROM.
Mm-hmm.
That's a better way of putting it.
Right.
I need to destroy all of the generators.
But either way, though, like I said, it just led to a big thing. And I know I keep harkening back to you didn't realize, and yet the point is a lot of people don't. It's fascinating to me that a lot of people don't realize, a lot of people I know anyway don't realize, that the PS3 never lost its backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1 backwards compatibility did not go away until the release of the PS4, and it's fascinating to me how many people don't realize that.
Yeah. Well, I also I feel like it's a moot point because
For the generators.
I think because of emulation, the only generations that are suffering currently are PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3.
Oh no, and I agree 100% with that. I mean, it just...
Follow my Spidey compass.
Like I said, my whole point is it's just the fascination. Like, because I did not realize that was such a thing, that so many people did not realize that PS1 was still supported on PS3 until the very end.
Well,
I
don't
think...
think...
Very nice.
Well, because I think the more important thing was the PlayStation 2 game.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree.
Oh my god.
Boy, that was a mistake. I'll agree with that.
Because, like, here's a question that could get some people hot and bothered, but I'm fine with asking it. Outside of what was released on the PlayStation Classic, what do you actually want to play on the PlayStation 1?
An enormous
What do I actually want to play on the PlayStation 1?
Yeah.
Big down there.
I am... Okay, I don't think I need to... Oh, no, right here. I am, of course, obviously... Oh, okay, so
that's what I'm saying. Outside of what was released on the PlayStation Classic.
Well, do me a favor while I'm bombing at this game terribly. Will you pull up the library of the PlayStation Classic?
I'm pretty sure there's only 3 games on there you care about.
But once again...
I will pull it up.
Yeah, let's see, because...
Spider sense tingling.
Because there might be some surprises, because honestly, I mean, I currently have your PlayStation Classic at my house. Have not even had a chance to fool with it yet, because, I stay so busy.
I have to go to a specific website for this because everybody has a different list.
Oh, I was supposed to do that. I thought I bombed.
How far down are we?
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of lists of what's supposedly on that Classic.
For some reason, no one ever updated it after it came out. And so the majority of articles on the internet of what's on the PlayStation Classic are all of the things people put out of what they think are going to be on.
Couple of 100 feet
all the prediction.
Electrified floors and
no
walls,
one ever updated it when it came out because they were all really
straight at
disappointed.
me. Oh, my day just keeps getting better and better.
Okay, I've got the list. You want me to name it off?
Yeah, name it off.
I can't say this first one. Battle Arena Toshihiden?
Okay, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. Intelligent Cube.
Yep.
Rayman.
Yep.
Siphon.
Rayman I could give or take.
Siphon Filter.
Yeah, I like Siphon Filter.
Cool Borders 2.
Yep.
Jumping Flash.
Nope.
Resident Evil Director's Cut.
Hey,
yep.
Tekken 3.
Put someone's eye out with that.
Destruction Derby. Metal
No.
Gear Solid.
Of course.
Revelations Persona. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
I would. That'd be fun to just pick up and play around with.
Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Mr. Driller. Ridge Racer Type 4. Twisted Metal.
Yep.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yep.
Oddworld's Abe's Odyssey.
Sure.
Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
No, I'm good.
Wild Arms.
No, I'm good.
I'm getting a feeling somebody
Okay,
want me
so outside of that, I mean, just with that by itself, let's go back to Metal Gear Solid for a second. I would obviously want to play the VR missions standalone game.
For this place must be enormous.
Yeah.
So that would obviously be a thing. There's plenty of other Final Fantasy releases for the PS1 I would love to play. Even though, like, you know, some of these are released
quit shooting the lasers.
on other platforms, and even better ports of some of these have been released since then. Like, for instance, the Pixel remaster that we currently have of all the old Final Fantasy games. I am a fan of, I believe it was Final Fantasy Origins, which was released on the PS1, which is Final Fantasy 1 and 2.
This place.
With those, with those versions, they added, like, the PS1 era pre-rendered style cutscenes like we've been seeing in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really cool. There was a release, I want to say it was maybe Final Fantasy Chronicles, which was Final Fantasy IV, also with those style cutscenes, as well as Chrono Trigger. And then Final Fantasy Anthology, which was Final Fantasy V and VI, once again with those PS1 style pre-rendered cutscenes.
I'm sorry, have you named a game other than Final Fantasy
I'm just
yet?
going through those right now.
Okay.
Like, because trust me, we'll get there. And like I said, almost every single one of those games in those collections I've mentioned have been re-released on, again, even the newest, like the most current generation platforms.
Yeah.
However, there is something still charming and appealing to me about those versions of the game. So those, yeah. You know, one thing that blows my mind, considering that, especially for the PS1, damn, I'm getting my ass whooped by these guys.
It's okay, you got Fireweb now. I'm curious now, having discovered that
Trap webbing doesn't seem to work on these guys.
all PlayStation 3s play PlayStation 1 games. Because before having that knowledge, I would have very confidently said...
I bombed that one.
I would have very confidently said playing Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation Classic is the definitive way to play Metal Gear Solid. But now... can the PlayStation 3 put out the same resolution of Metal Gear Solid as it can on the PlayStation Classic?
Is coming from. Who is
I'd
behind
like
all
to see a
this?
comparison.
Well, there's a way we can do that because you happen to know someone who still owns.
I am not shitting you right now. I would have to pay him to let me make that comparison.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh?
Because you know you're sitting next to somebody that not only still owns their PlayStation 3, which will play Metal Gear Solid 1.
Oh, you still have your PlayStation 3?
I still have my PlayStation 3.
Oh, okay.
And I still have not only the digital PSN release of Metal Gear Solid that I bought, I still have a physical copy of it.
So going off of, because I've already asked him, and he's already a little bit pissed that I made him bring the Wii up here so that we could record something. So I already know for a fact he will not let me do anything on his PlayStation 3 unless I pay him.
Well, you know, sorry, Blade, but you can get left out of this then.
But he,
But yeah, I still have my PS3.
To tell you a funny story the other day, so he brings the Wii up here so that he and I can record something on it. And he only brings the Wii and everything because he had to go do something and he had to leave it in his car. And I'm like, you didn't bring the game so we can't record it today? He's like, no, I didn't bring the game. The game cost more than all of this stuff I've brought here before you. And it was like the whole box of like controllers and the Wii and everything. I'm like, what? How much does it cost? And I looked it up, and it's like $170 for Metal Gear Twin Snakes.
Why do you think I don't have a new copy of it?
I feel like we bring this up every time you talk about wanting to play it. I just forget how expensive that game has gotten.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's why I'm still going the emulation route on trying to play that game again, because no.
Have you tried emulating it recently? Like, is there like it should emulate fine, huh? Or
well, again, like I tried emulating it on OpenEmu on my MacBook, and the problem is the Dolphin emulator on there. My MacBook will not run the Dolphin emulator smoothly.
Yeah.
So there's always lag when I try to do it. I'm just gonna start skipping these guys. Bump it.
Yes.
Bingo.
But yeah, it will. Like, there's always lag when I try to run Dolphin. I have not tried it on my PC. Like on my desktop. I'm sure my desktop would run it fine. But I haven't tried it. So yeah, so that, but either way though, like I said, emulation is the route I'm going on trying to play Twin Snakes, because yeah, I'm not freaking paying that much for a copy of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, all you retro game sellers out there that think that these discs and these games are worth the amount of money you're asking for it now, I don't care who has told you otherwise. You're full of shit, and you're also thieves and carnies and crooks, and fuck you.
I kind of back up the price for Twin Snakes, I feel like.
I don't. Simply because of the fact that you can go on eBay at any time, and it's not like, well, there's not many copies of it out there and all that. No, you can always find a copy of it at any given point.
Well, it's not the demand of it, it's that game is never going to be remade.
I'm not 100% sold on that.
I am, because
I think eventually at some point we'll get it again.
Maybe, but here's the definitive thing: if Kojima ever comes back, like is being teased at, because he said he kind of misses working with Konami and everything, and Konami's kind of suffered on the Metal Gear line without him and everything.
Yeah.
If he ever comes back, like 5 years from now, we're 100% not getting a Twin Snake.
I will agree with that. I will agree with that, because personally, I believe with the upcoming Volume 1 collection, we are only getting the NES games because Kojima's not involved in it. If Kojima was involved in it, there's no fucking way that those ROMs would be in that collection.
We got them on Subsistence and Substance.
No, we got the MSX games, not the NES games. The NES games are completely different animals.
We got the MSX games?
Yeah, we got the MSX games.
Okay.
We have only ever gotten the 8-bit Metal Gear games that Kojima himself made.
That's right. You were telling me this because that's why you thought you were going to get the Nintendo release of Volume 1.
Yes.
And then you found out it was getting on everything.
That it was getting on everything. Yeah, no, the Metal Gear games that were released on the NES, which of course is Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge. First off, Snake's Revenge, Kojima had nothing to do with. That's why it's not considered canon. It was its own thing that was made separately. But even the NES version of Metal Gear is not the version of Metal Gear that Hideo Kojima made.
I need not control
Yeah.
the symbiote.
It's not at all. It's its own separate thing. Similarities, because they borrowed some shit from the real game in it. But like for instance, in the NES game, the game starts with you parachuting down into the forest outside of Outer Heaven. In Hideo Kojima's game, it starts with you basically swimming up to the front door of Outer Heaven.
Right.
Also, in the MSX game, even though Metal Gear is never active, you never have to fight Metal Gear, but you do have to destroy Metal Gear. In the NES game, you only have to destroy a computer that controls Metal Gear. You never even see. I don't think you ever even see Metal Gear in the NES game.
Spider-Man.
Okay, I don't know what you have to do on this boss fight.
Some way to draw power away from his shield.
Oh, okay. What?
Yes, this shield
Why would that even lower? Why?
Still need to draw more power.
Let me lower an off switch.
Because video games.
Whatever you are trying is useless, Spider-Man.
But even without the Kojima algorithm being in place,
it's working.
I don't think Nintendo is gonna let Twin Snakes get out.
And it is all dependent on how much control.
That's it. Time to pay the piper, Ock.
All right, whoop your ass. It is all dependent on how much control they actually have over that game.
Well, see, here's the thing, and this a good point to bring up because we're very curious of a lot of the stuff that got changed in Volume 1 coming out because they had to replace some footage that was like, you know, open source library footage that they used that they replaced, right?
Yeah.
Because Nintendo published it, it was on their platform and everything, so much would have to be changed from Twin Snakes that it wouldn't be Twin Snakes if Nintendo didn't want it out. So, I think they have all of the control, honestly. Because, yeah, Konami could put out Twin Snakes, but I think there would be so much that they would have to change from the game.
I mean, like, the biggest thing would be, obviously... I mean, it's stuff that essentially... Like, one thing that would have to change, that you would potentially have to change would honestly not necessarily have to be changed anyway, because it was all dependent on circumstance. Like, you know, like, for instance, when you played Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, during the Psycho Menace boss fight cutscene at the beginning.
Oh, we're already curious on how you're gonna do that in the Volume 1 release.
I think you're just not gonna do it because, again, even on the original PS1 release of it, if you didn't have anything on your memory card that was not programmed for him to read,
right,
it just skipped that part of the cutscene.
I'm saying I'm curious on how they're gonna do the changing controllers.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's already a thing that's interesting anyway. But no, I'm not even talking about that. Like the memory card reading thing. Like I said, I don't think it's necessarily a thing that you have to change because, again, if you didn't have anything on your memory card that was compatible that he would read, it just skips that part of the cutscene. So it'd be the same thing in Twin Snakes because, you know, in Twin Snakes he read Nintendo games that were on your memory card.
Right.
It just skips that part of the cutscene if you don't have anything on there. One big thing that would have to change, I feel, which would not, I don't think would be that difficult to do. In the original release of Metal Gear Solid, in Otacon's office, where you fight Gray Fox for the first time.
Yeah.
If you look, there's a part in his office where he actually has a PS1 on his counter. In Twin Snakes, he had a GameCube.
Yeah.
That'd be simple enough to change.
But
then other than that, there's in that same cutscene on Twin Snakes, he has a Mario and a Yoshi doll.
Yeah. You're naming stuff that's all like Nintendo Central, and I'm talking about we don't know how many of those textures are owned by Nintendo.
Honestly, I feel like it's probably just going to primarily be... Damn, how much help this man got? I think it's gonna primarily be like Nintendo related IP stuff, like the Mario.
And see, I don't think it's gonna be that. I think it's gonna be way more than we realize because, like, coming from a production point of view, the way that what was the name of the developing company?
Silicon Knights.
Silicon Knights. The way it works for a project like that is because Nintendo was publishing it, Nintendo could have the option, or Silicon Knights could have the option to pull from Nintendo library for like textures and stuff. Which is why it's funny playing this game because this game has a sound in it that gets used in a lot of video games. You remember the lizards?
Yeah.
The lizards roar is used in a bunch of different video games. Because I have flashbacks every time I hear it in a video game. I think of this game. So I think it really just depends on who owns what from what library that was used.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm already at full health.
But see, but the thing is, like I said, I don't think that.
Oh, you want to push him into the middle of the thing? This game's weird though. I feel like you could have just kept beating him up.
Oh, it would have taken a while because, like, you look at how little health is being taken off of him that way.
Yeah, but still, it's like I was saying this earlier in one of the other episodes. It's like this game doesn't have the classic. He's invincible until you do this. Like you could just beat the absolute crap out of him.
Yeah.
Already locked and loaded. Your plan is doomed, Carnage. You hear that?
What the fuck happened?
I think the machine killed you. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so I can't go in there. Gotcha. Didn't realize that.
You were in there at some point, so taking it, so I don't even know.
I didn't notice that it was killing health. That's okay, though. Now we got this, so we're gonna whoop that ass.
Why do some of these cutscenes look so much better than others?
I don't know. But no, I'm calling it now.
Seeing as how the only two things that symbiotes hate are
As long as it happens before Hideo Kojima ever gets involved with Konami again, if that ever happens, I think we'll see a Twin Snakes re-release at some point.
I'm gonna be on the side of we're never getting a Twin Snakes release, but I mean, I am gonna shit myself and freak the fuck out whenever they announce it, and I know that I'm gonna get a text message or a call from you.
Oh, you getting a fucking I told you
oh
so
my
the
God,
moment.
I know.
The moment.
I know that I am never gonna be able to live it down, but I feel very confident in saying we're never getting a Twin Snakes release. And it's so funny. I love our dynamic on shit. Because I love Twin Snakes. That is one of like my favorite Metal Gear games.
Yeah, I don't love Twin Snakes.
Yeah.
I just acknowledge its place in the lineage of Metal Gear.
And you're the one that's like, you know, you feel like we'll get one eventually, and I'm like, nah, it's not gonna happen.
You can't beat me, Cletus. Hey, loud enough for you?
Yeah, like I said, yeah, I have my issues with it. However, it's not like a case of like Metal Gear Survive, or as we affectionately call it, what?
Voldemort.
Yeah, it's not like a case of that where it's just like I don't care for it, but it needs to die a fiery death.
Is Survive. You might as well say it. It's going to kill you either way.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of Twin. Or I guess a better way to put it, I don't think Twin Snakes is superior to the original release. But I do acknowledge that it should be celebrated amongst the lineage of this series.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, hell, in the case of some people like you,
yeah, I would just like to go ahead and say, because I want everyone to know that I am not ashamed of it. I do think that Twin Snakes is a superior release.
What the? Is that Ock?
That's Ock with
Carnage's
This
symbiote?
is just an outrun him mission. So
Place is gonna blow. I gotta get out of here.
all you're doing is running away from him.
Well,
this was another 6 months because this was the same thing. Is the computer I was playing on was too slow and he kept catching me.
Hell,
you gotta swing.
Could have told me that sooner.
I didn't think about it. Okay.
You failed me as a friend.
Wow, that's
Like I told Mysterio,
that's tough, man.
I'm sorry.
Control the symbiotes.
But no, and again, and I respect, even though I think you're wrong, I respect your opinion on Twin Snakes being the superior version.
And I don't have a problem with you thinking I'm wrong, because I only just now recently found out how divided the community is on it.
And yeah, it's divided, but at the same time, like from what even you've seen, you could call it a divide, but way more people are actually on the side that I'm on with this.
I don't think so. I think it's very evenly divided. I've recently been looking into it lightly, not very heavily. You got to go straight up.
I forgot how to zip line.
There you go. But I think it's pretty evenly divided. Here, I'll skip this cutscene this time.
I don't know, because I see very little love for it.
Put
it this way, like, you could go on YouTube right now.
Gotta get out of here.
And just look at any kind of retrospective or review on Twin Snakes. And look at the level of reviews that are shitting on it compared to the reviews that are putting it over.
I don't agree with that metric, because that's not. I feel like the metric of actual fans that play it, because not even a percentage of fans that play both games are content creators, right? That's like 0.04% would make a video, right?
I mean, I'm telling you though, I feel.
Leave in the comments what side you're on for sure. But I feel like when you go to,
I'm dead. These controls will fuck you at times.
I feel like when you go to like Reddit and stuff and look, like there's plenty of people, but I think there's a bunch of people that like the game as well.
This place is gonna blow. I gotta get out of here.
I mean, I'm not saying that nobody likes that game.
Oh no, I don't think anyone. Yeah, I don't think anyone thinks that.
Yeah, because obviously I'm sitting next to somebody that likes that game, and I don't. And once again, I don't hate the game.
Yeah, it's a weird conversation to have because it's a great game.
The bed goes up here.
Like,
Right?
I don't hate the game. I just don't think it's superior to the original release.
Right.
Which, I mean, very, very rarely do I think a remake is superior to the original release. I mean, offhand, about the only two examples that I can quickly think of offhand. What the fuck? About the only two examples I can quickly think of offhand would be the remake of Resident Evil 1 and the remake of Resident Evil 2. Like, easily I'll say those remakes are superior to their original versions. But outside of that, and maybe from what I understand, I think a lot of people maybe feel the same way about the Dead Space remake. I'm not sure.
Every definitive edition that I have seen, and that's a statement. That's a thing, because there's a lot of definitive editions I haven't seen, so I don't know if those were good. Every definitive edition that I've seen, which is probably any of them released between 2019 and now, have been superior to their original release. So that would be Mafia and Command and Conquer and Age of Empires 2.
Now, this is very important to specify here, because I'm specifically talking about from the ground up remakes, not remasters.
Whoa. Well, so
now I'm not sure if any of those
definitive editions are different. Definitive editions are the definitive edition category.
Keep swinging, Spidey.
So I don't know. I don't know if you would.
This thing's unstoppable.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't count a remaster in that.
There hasn't been that many remakes in the history of gaming, I feel like.
No, not many, but like I said, it's just, my big point I'm getting at is very rarely does a from-the-ground-up remake end up replacing the original game as the definitive way to experience that content.
Alright, well, I'd like to put an argument for Last of Us.
Getting closer to the surface.
Last of Us has not had a fucking... I don't count The Last of Us Part 1.
I feel like, I mean, if it's labeled as a remake, like, how can you not count it? Like, what is the measurement that we're going off of here? Because here's the thing. If they changed the engine from not Unreal to Unreal, that's a remake in my book.
Shake 'em.
No, but the thing is what I guess what I'm getting at is I don't think that...
That was a good move.
Hell, I'm gonna start doing this.
How are you doing that?
I'm just shooting at the wall.
I've never known you could do that. I knew you could do up. I didn't know you could do in front of you. That's crazy.
There.
Come on.
It's not over yet.
Shit, wrong direction.
Okay,
Yep, I'm fucked.
there you got it.
Going critical.
Wow.
Dude, you're so fucking close. I think just swing into the darkness, my dude.
Alright, so I think if there's not a wall in front of me...
Level 1. On the home stretch, baby.
I didn't even know you could cancel off the swings.
Whew. Yeah, I'm gonna focus for a second, because this is... Oh, fuck!
You went beast mode there, dude!
Oh my god, I can't believe I got that.
You were like swing canceling and like going off walls and shit, dude! That's it.
Okay, I beat the game?
We're gonna watch the end cutscene, dude.
Nice. Okay, cool. So while we're watching this end cutscene...
Perfect end to a perfect
Yeah. Last of Us Part 1 on PS5, graphically superior to every other release before it.
Right.
Outside of that, though, it's not that much more superior.
Which is why
Black Cat gave me a call, son.
Looks like
okay, finish that, because now you're not making sense. Go ahead.
Can you get us
Alright.
Captain America's autograph?
Oh, brother. Punisher. Do you have any threes?
Go fish. So
Trying to think how to word this the best way possible.
Oh,
Sorry for the long cuts in the audio here.
Beating you guys at cards, that'd be pretty easy.
Yeah, okay. I guess technically The Last of Us Part 1, counts as a remake. I really kind of feel like it's another remaster.
No, I understand where you're coming at.
But the thing about it is,
friendly, clean game.
I don't feel like it's as superior
Hey, will you guys keep it
to
down?
even like, let's say the PS4 remaster of The Last of Us. I don't feel like it's that much more superior to it. It's not inferior to it by any stretch of the imagination.
If it is not inferior and it is not much more superior, even if it is 0.01% more superior, it is superior, therefore it is the definitive way to play.
I mean, if you want to split it that way, okay.
I mean, that's the way my brain works. Logically speaking, that would be technically, to a technical standpoint, the Last of Us remake, the last one to come out, would be the definitive way to play that game.
You guys think you're so
I guess. I'll admit that maybe part of my issue is I still do have issues with the fact that I don't think it was necessary.
You feel like you got gypped.
I feel like you made me pay full price for. Well, I didn't pay full price for it, but you made people pay full price for a slightly better looking version of a game you could already play on that console.
Right.
Because, I mean, even still now, you can play the PS4 version of it. Even if you don't have a disc drive version of a PS5, you can still play the PS4 version of it on that console.
Right.
And yeah, it looks a little bit better than the PS4 version. Not that much, though.
Right.
And in some places, I would argue that it doesn't... Like, some of the character models, like, for instance, Tess... I don't feel like Kess's character model looks better in the PS5 version than it did in the PS4 version.
Now, there is one major change to the game, right? So, and that would be them adding the father as the doctor, right?
They did. They changed the character model to match that because, yeah, the father being the doctor thing and all that didn't come about until part 2. You want to know honestly why I feel like, because I do feel like eventually the PS4 version of it will probably disappear.
Right.
Especially once PS4, when the PS4 finally gets to a point where it kind of dies, I think then you'll see it disappear. You want to know the biggest purpose I feel like The Last of Us Part 1 honestly serves?
Do tell.
More than anything else. If you remember, when, especially on the PS3 version, and it's still kind of on the PS4 version, but when The Last of Us was initially released, Ellie's character model heavily resembled Elliot Page. And that turned into a big whole thing because Elliot Page actually at the time raised a stink about that.
Oh, okay.
Like it was a whole big thing. So, and that's why when they did Ellie in The Last of Us Part 2, she was very much she was redesigned enough to where it's still obviously Ellie, but the Elliot Page the Elliot Page features were kind of like taken away.
Right.
Where she doesn't resemble Elliot Page as much.
Yeah.
And with The Last of Us Part 1, her character model is more reminiscent of her character model in The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
I really feel like the biggest purpose The Last of Us Part 1 serves is giving us a version of that game that it completely eliminates the Elliot Page facial features from Ellie. My personal opinion.
Okay.
That was the biggest purpose of that game. You want to jump in some Mario next time?
Yeah, next time we'll probably play another game.
Yeah, since I just beat this one.
Yeah.
I dominated at it, kicked ass, didn't die once.
I'm putting in every time that you died in this series.
You just need to, it's just a montage of all my deaths.
I'm going to put out a separate video that is just a montage of all of your deaths.
And my reactions to them.
Yeah.
It'll be a short video because I never died, though.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It won't be a video. It just won't exist, right?
Yeah, it just won't exist. It'll be like Metal Gear Survive. It's not real.
Anyway, I've been Peasant.
I have been the best Spider-Man 2000 player of all freaking time.
Wow, that's a statement. Everybody stay comfy out there.
Be good.